hot laps this evening. They will run a last chance qualifier, but I don't have the number of totals, but those that transferred on time. The rest will go to a last chance qualifier tonight, so no qualifying heats for our stock car divisions. Crates and 360s will run their regular full program. That'll give us time for our autograph session, and great we could have that back after we haven't had one since before the pandemic, so good to have our autograph night back tonight.
No, and it's backed by popular demand, and it's challenging, Greg, with the number of cars in the pits every week. It's a lot to squeeze in, but hats off to Clinton and the gang for making it happen.
So the first qualifying heat of the night is out on the racetrack. The starting lineup's brought to you by Creative Edge Signs and Graphics, and your starting lineup for the first of the crate sprints brought to you by DJD Graphics. Adam has the starting lineup.
94 of Ryan Fraser from Rockwood is on the pole, starting second from Stony Creek, the 24A of A.J. Lewis. Connor Ross rolls off third from Cambridge in the 44. Fourth, the 52 from St. Thomas is Jesse Costa. Starting fifth from Ohsweken, the 28T is Cam Thompson. Sixth out of Ancaster, the 51 is Trevor Young. Seventh from Caledonia, it's Logan Ferguson in the 89L. Eighth from Hagersville, the 36 is Jeremy May. And rounding out the field from Ohsweken, the 9C is Brian Nanakoke.
8 laps of distance for each of these qualifying heats. Ryan Fraser, A.J. Lewis will bring us to the WG Truck Center start and restart zone for the first green flag of the night.
Down into the corner, Trevor Young with a good start, washes up just a little in turn one. That allows Ross to slip back by on the inside. Battle for the top spot. A.J. Lewis up high with Ryan Fraser down low.
Tight battle mid-pack right now as Cam Thompson was trying to work by the 51 of Trevor Young. Trevor's had a lot of speed this year in that 51. We've talked about him quite a bit this year.
He certainly has, looking great out there. It's a different race program for the crate sprints this year. They have to be fast in practice. They have to be fast in their heat in order to get a starting spot in that feature event. So every session on the track matters as Connor Ross loses his nose wing.
Yeah, that blew up down the backstretch. Just sitting right in the middle of the backstretch. So I believe, that will bring out the first Dixieland Grill caution flag of the night as it sits right there as the leaders go by.
Cars look a little naked without that nose wing on.
Ray Smith there on the scene, and there you have a look at the front end of the in the shop number 44 of Connor Ross.
You know where there's a brand new nose wing, Greg? In the shop.
In the shop, of course. Have a look at the replay here on the backstretch wall.
Now, it is gusty out there tonight. Talked to one of the crew members for another crew saying they were loading up on their open trailer. He felt like he was going to blow off the thing.
Now, was that your job this week to tighten the nuts and the bolts and all that?
I was in Calgary this week on business, so I had nothing to do with the maintenance. But as I look, the posts are still there. The rear mounts are still there. The front mounts are gone. I did wash the car today. Connor said if there's any problems, if it doesn't run right, that washing it has nothing to do with that front wing.
You guys made the long trip to Utica Rome last week.
Yeah, that was fun. It was a fun road trip to get out there. A few cars from Ohsweken went down for the special that they ran. We got washed out, ran the heats, but not the feature.
Back to the WG Truck Center restart zone, single file. They'll work past the cone here on the front stretch. Ryan Fraser leading the way over Jesse Costa, who's been the man on the mission here so far in 2026.
Fraser out in front with Jesse Costa right behind. A bit of a gap back to A.J. Lewis as he tries to fend off the 51 at Trevor Young, the 28 at Cam Thompson.
Jeremy May, Brian Nanakoke, Logan Ferguson, Connor Ross all fighting in the back. As it's Ryan Fraser and Jesse Costa breaking away, you see the lead duo going by the Cedar Springs start stand.
As always, I kind of have one eye on Connor at all times, and that car is all sorts of ugly going into the corner. But once you set the car into the turn, the nose wing doesn't do a whole lot.
Really different race surface than what we saw 1 week ago, and These drivers still, though, right around the bottom, find that grip early on with Fraser and Costa still 1 and 2. AJ Lewis has broken free in the third spot. He's all by himself as the Mobil 1 white flag comes out.
One more time around, Ryan Fraser trying to hang on for the win in the 94. Jesse Costa all over the back end, closes in down into 3. He'll try it on the outside one final time, but it's going to be Ryan Fraser taking the win over Costa. AJ Lewis comes home third, Trevor Young, Cam Thompson, then it's Jeremy May, Logan Ferguson, Connor Ross, and Brian Manico.
The first of 4 qualifying heats brought to you by DJD Graphics completed, and there's your winner, Ryan Fraser. Group 2 getting pushed off on the warm-up track off of corner number 3 last night, opening night for the Outlaw Carts, newly renamed in 2026. And they had a record high car count. I believe it was 68, somewhere around there, but the record high they've had on Outlaw Cart night. Box stocks were jam-packed, over 20 cars in that. So things growing there on the Thursday night program.
Yeah, and that's so exciting. That's the future of racing here. Great to see it supported. Clinton and the team have been supporting it for years with a great live stream, and it all comes together with a great racing product. Clint?
I just want to send a shout out to Mac and Jack last night. They had their first night of the year, and we were rusty our first nights out here. Those guys did an amazing job. If the fans at home have not caught the Thursday night broadcast, it is something to watch as the future of this sport does a great job getting it together, guys. I just want to send a shout out so those guys know what a great job they did opening night.
Qualifier number 2, and some of the terms that we're trying to change, Greg, to make them more relatable to the fans. Trying to do away with the heat race term, call them qualifiers, because that's what they do. They qualify them for the main event. Did Clinton tell you that?
Yeah, but in the Olympics, aren't they called heats and things? Never mind, I'm not even going to.
And when they're special, Greg, now, but yes, in the Olympics they do call, but I think they still call them qualifying heats.
So do I have to send Batman up to the tower to deal with Evil Greg tonight, or what?
Probably. He's getting a little edgy. Here's the starting lineup for qualifier number 2 out of Cortland. On the pole in the number 5, it's Tom Pellizzari. Alongside him from Ancaster in the 16X, it's Keegan Baker. Third from Wayne Fleet, it's Brett Stratford in the BS39. Fourth out of Caledonia, it's Liam Martin in the 9. Fifth out of Six Nations, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller in the 20. Alongside him in the 88R from Brantford is Riley Mercer. Seventh out of Wilsonville, the 55 is Corey Whittam. Eighth from St. George, the 69K is Ken Hamilton. The 22X is Brandon Sebeski from Burford.
Tom Pellizzari leads the way in the 5 machine with Brett Stratford there in that second spot. Side-by-side battle with Keegan Baker.
What a pack behind him. Brett Stratford, Keegan Baker, Liam Martin, and Johnny Miller. That is a hungry pack of drivers.
Johnny Miller, good run through 1 and 2 that time. He'll have the 4th spot right behind Brett Stratford. That number 20 machine, the Iceman, is hooked up on the bottom.
Yeah, Miller checked up just a little bit going into the corner to keep the car on the bottom. Ken Hamilton in the 69K is off the pace. He went for that wild ride in turn 1 last Friday night. And something seems amiss in the 69K.
Puts us back under the Dixieland Grill caution flag.
36 cars on hand tonight. As Ken rolls to a rest down on the inside of the front straightaway, and that Ken's Auto 69K. That is a different car that he raced last week. The car last week, he said, was just too damaged to repair.
New qualifying format for the Crates and 360 started last week. They will follow the same format, so the fast timer in timed hot laps was moved back to 4th position. Second, third, and fourth timers move up 1 position. So that puts Tom Pellizzari in position number 1, and Liam Martin started in position number 4. Now, if they can maintain their positions, or if Liam can improve, they will go to the redraw. If they drop back, and right now Liam Martin is out of the redraw, that puts Keegan Baker unofficially in with Pellizzari. We'll try and get you guys up to speed on the new math as we work through it in the first few weeks of it here, guys.
So Liam Martin has to maintain 4th or better. So the fastest car in their group has to maintain 4th or better. The other way to get into the redraw is to win the heat. And if the fastest car doesn't stay in the top 4, then 1st and 2nd get in. And we'll try to... It's not as complicated as it sounds, but I can make anything sound pretty difficult, Greg.
It's not you. Back to the green flag. Tom Pellizzari, Keegan Baker 1 and 2 as they go down into corner number 1.
Little bit of character down into the corner. Liam Martin just got himself back into the redraw. Corey Whittam to the inside of Johnny Miller in that battle for the 5th spot.
Tom Pellizzari once again showing how much speed he has in that 5 machine. No longer surprised to see him at the front. He's one of the regulars there as he leads a stout lineup right behind him with Baker, Stratford, Martin. How about Corey Whittam right now in that 5th position?
Yeah, impressive drive for Corey Whittam, showing a bit more speed all the time, but Johnny Miller is no slouch in that 20. He'll slip back past on the inside in that Ohsweken Speedway sponsored number 20 machine. Is Ken Hamilton did he just roll to a stop there? I think he did.
Yeah, he rolled down the back stretch and came to a stop just in front of our Duke Electric camera perch there inside of corner 3, but he's out of harm's way, so we'll stay under the green flag with 2 to go. And as I say, he rolled in there, I mean on 4 wheels, yes, not flipped in.
Clint, if you get a chance, roll over to Ken Hamilton and talk to him. He got some great news this week, and we're excited about it. I know he is as well, even though the heat race didn't go his way.
Mobile 1 white flag in the air. It's all Tom Pellizzari over Keegan Baker. Then it's Brett Stratford, Liam Martin, and the Iceman. Johnny Miller worked his way back by Corey Whittam.
Checkered flag. Tom Pellizzari takes the win over Keegan Baker, Brett Stratford, Liam Martin, Johnny Miller. Headed to the B main are Corey Whittam, Riley Mercer, Brandon Sebeski, and Johnny Miller. No, Johnny Miller is not. Johnny Miller finished up near the front.
Two of 4 qualifiers in the books.
Over here with Ken Hamilton. Ken, what's the story?
My car it won't turn left. It won't go left. I'm fighting it.
All right, so they'll go to work on it, guys, and they're going to shove him out here. We're not going to get too much of a chance to talk to him. Says it just won't turn left, and that's important here because that's pretty much all you do is turn left.
Well, and I'll tell you, Clint, it was a clean bill of health he got this week, and I don't know a whole lot about his history, but Ken was pretty pleased about that, said it motivated him to want to get back out on the racetrack and get his car together. But that's certainly something we love to hear.
Yeah, the other car here, Brandon Sebeski, who's come out with us, this 22K. They've been fighting to get out since opening night. Brand new rookie to racing here, trying to figure it out in the crate sprints. Gorgeous looking car. Had some issues here on the back straight, but watch for Brandon in the 22K to get up to speed.
You know, it's a steep learning curve. That is a pretty. With that, Greg, you're better with colors than me. Is that candy apple red?
Sure. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, it's more of a rich red. Yeah. Yeah, actually, now that I see the light on it, too, it looks like it might have some metallic in it. Kind of a Corvette red that you would expect, right?
Yeah, right on. Qualifier number 3 going to line up like this on the pole. The 01K out of Hamilton is Mikey Krutchko. Alongside him from St. Catharines, it's Al Slate in the 2S. Larry Gladhill behind the wheel of the 14 from Thamesford, and then it's Steve Murdoch from Georgetown in the 2M. Starting 5th from Brantford, Lance Erskine in the 48. 6th out of Clarence Center, New York, Cooper Fritz in the 57C. Logan Schwedick in the 53, Tyler LaFantasy in the 96, Adrian Staley in the 50 LS, and here we go.
That got tight on the front stretch wall with Al Slate and Steve Murdoch. Everybody makes it through, though.
Slate didn't get a great launch. Murdoch did. And Steve Murdoch is not a driver to lift. If he thinks there's a chance and he's got an opening, it was there until it wasn't. Larry Gledhill gets loose down in 1 and 2. What a break for Steve Murdoch because Lance Erskine had got around him. Now Murdoch gets 2 for 1.
It's all Mikey Krutchka out in front over Al Slate, Steve Murdoch. This is this gaggle of 3 cars. Larry Gledhill, Logan Schwedek, and Lance Erskine. Cooper Fritz is trying to get into this action as well.
Lance Erskine's got to be feeling a little bit salty right now. He was around Steve Murdoch, and now Murdoch's 3 cars ahead of him in that 48. So he'll set his sights on the 53 of Logan Schwedek and try to close that gap because right now he is B-main bound with Cooper Fritz putting the pressure on.
Halfway home in this third, 4 qualifying races for the Crate Sprint Car Division. Mikey Krutchka, Al Slate, Steve Murdoch, 1, 2, and 3. At the back of the pack, you've got LaFantasy working by Cooper Fritz. That's the battle for position right now we're watching.
Steve Murdoch was the fastest qualifier in this group. He started 4th. He needs to finish 4th or better, and he is there right now. So right now it'll be Mikey Krutchka and Steve Murdoch getting the 2 redraw spots for this feature.
2 laps left to go for Mikey Krutchka in that Installation 01K. He's been very stout so far this year, driving for the J&E recovery team. And off of corner number 4, he'll see the Mobile 1 white flag.
Look at this battle, though, for the 5th spot. Logan Schwedek on the inside of Lance Erskine. Erskine pinches him down into 3 and 4, but Schwedek smooth through the corner, gets a good run on exit. Mikey Krutchka gonna win this one by a country mile over Al Slate. Steve Murdoch 3rd, Larry Gledhill 4th, solidly into the show. Can Lance Erskine hold off Logan Schwedek? Yes, he can.
So Mikey Krutchka is going to take home the easy win there. He walked away with that one.
Just want to mention it's Mike's birthday today, guys. I'm not sure if you knew that, but happy birthday to Mikey with picking up the win in the qualifier.
How many years young would he be?
Well, he is my younger brother. I might have to fight him if I tell you, but I believe he's 47 today.
Just a pup.
Right. Some other birthdays we need to mention. Happy birthday, Alana. 21st birthday. That's Doug's daughter. Happy birthday to Rick. Thank you for being here to celebrate that with us tonight. And let's give you the starting lineup here for qualifier number 4, and then we've got another birthday shout-out. On the pole from Mississauga, it's the highlight man, Mac DeMann in the number 4. On the outside of the front row, the 27H from Beamsville is Nico Hansen. Starting 3rd from Mossley, the 3S is Austin Rose. 4th out of Hamilton, 78 is Darren McLennan. Starting 5th from Thamesford, it's the 45, Curtis Gartley. 6th from Hagersville, the 24K is Kiana Teal. 7th from Baden, Travis Hofstetter in the 2. Starting 8th from Waterdown, the 24R is Rodney Rutherford, and rounding out the field from Waynefleet, the 85C is Cam McKinnon. Liam Brower is on the crew for Darren McLennan, and it is his 12th birthday, so happy birthday, Liam. And I learned something recently, Greg. Nico Hansen starting 2nd in this heat. I didn't realize in their lineage, his grandfather is Harry Todd. And Harry used to race at Flamborough Speedway. And Harry, I hope you're watching. You were always one of my favorites. Just a lot of fun to watch him race in the old Challenger division. And no guff was taken by Harry Todd.
Green flag out in this final qualifier for the Crate Sprint Car Division, brought to you by DJD Graphics. It's Mac DeMann out in front over Nico Hansen.
Curtis Gartley trying to knock Darren McLennan out of the redraw. McLennan starting 4th as the fastest qualifier, is running in that 4th spot. Mac DeMann out in front. For those interested, we've mentioned it a couple of times with Mac DeMann in that 4 car. It is the only car out there with a coilover spring suspension. The rest of the cars all run torsion bar suspension.
Was it last year? I believe it was last year that Nick Sheridan ran Ryan Fraser's car with that sort of setup.
Yeah, and they kind of threw it on for that night. So this to me is fascinating. Darren McLennan battling with Curtis Gartley. If Curtis Gartley wins this battle, Darren McLennan will have to start in the 20th position. If Darren can beat Curtis Gartley to the line, Darren will start no worse than 8th in the feature.
Gartley in his second week of competition this year. In that number 45, he's a hard charger. 1 week ago, he motored through the field. And they're right now having a great battle with Darren McLennan.
And Darren's starting to figure things out in the sprint car. A TQ midget racer, a former kart racer. His family is trouble down in turn 1. Rodney Rutherford and Cam McKinnon get together. Rutherford winds up on his lid.
And Cam McKinnon ends up in the blocks down to the inside of corner number 2.
I saw it out of the corner of my eye, Greg. Rodney, you can see his hand indicating something out of the roll cage. I think that's his left side Nerf bar laying on the racetrack.
Well, guys, they will quickly put this one back on its wheels. Rodney sits patiently, but there isn't a piece other than the left and right front tires that are not damaged on this car. Both sides of the nose wing, top wing, left rear. Man, every bar on this car has got problems. Rodney will climb out, and man, this is a tough sport when you're trying to figure it out, guys. Rodney had this gorgeous machine, but fans, he's out of the car on his own power. Let him know you appreciate that. He's safe. And we'll jump in and have a word with him if he wants to talk, but this is not looking very good.
Clint, make sure someone peels that left side of the front wing in, because there's nothing wrong with the left front tire right now. You'd hate to see him.
Rodney, I know you probably don't want to talk to me right now, but main thing is, are you okay?
Yeah, that one hurt.
Well, you're still smiling and laughing. We can put the cars back together, but good thing you're all right.
Yeah, well, that's the end of the season right there. We can barely afford it now, and it's even cheaper now if you want to buy it.
I'm sure you get some help, Rodney. He's all right, though. Fans, let him know you like that. He's all right, and we'll bring in Justin Case, our tractor here, to lift this formerly gorgeous race car up, guys, and it is not so beautiful now.
It looks at first glance like Rodney lost it between 1 and 2, and Cam McKinnon was so close behind him that he didn't have a whole lot of options. Contact was made that sent his car tumbling. Look over to the far right. There he goes into the corner. He's around backwards. McKinnon was carrying a ton of speed into that corner. But, Greg, he was carrying enough speed to push Rodney around from the left rear and make that car flip over.
Yeah, that made that a bad wreck there for Rodney Rutherford, who's a former Bomber Division champion when we had the infield oval here, 2011 champion there. He's got multiple wins in the Bombers and mini stocks as well. He's been through the ranks, and as he spoke there, it's not cheap. It's not affordable. It's as affordable as we can make it for this division, but still, there's so many costs in doing this, and when you're on a shoestring budget, one crash can end your season.
It really can. And Rodney is somewhat of a legend when it comes to short track racing. Clint, you've got something?
Yeah, here with Cam McKinnon. Just talking to the tow crew now. Talking about where he's parked. Cam, are you okay?
I'm good.
Can you get this fixed?
Hopefully.
All right, there you got some optimism from the younger guys anyways. They ain't giving up until mom and dad say we're done for the night. But Cam McKinnon, I don't see a lot of damage here, guys. He's got a couple radius rods. He's got the steering link. But all the important stuff, the axles, the rims, the tires, everything looks in fairly good shape. I think they can get this one fixed. New crasher, new front wing, and they should be able to get it rolling, guys.
I'll tell you, Clint, what impresses me about Cam McKinnon, and then let's make sure to talk about Rodney Rutherford. They travel quite a bit, right? They went down and run Brockville quite a bit. They were in Utica Rome last weekend, and I think that's amazing to get experience on different racetracks. And this track and this class at this track is the toughest competition you will find anywhere. Mm-hmm. So to go around and travel and get some different experiences under your belt, that's an amazing thing. But Rodney Rutherford has cashed more of John Caselli's checks than most drivers that have raced at Flamborough Speedway. He's won. John is notorious for spending a lot of money on enduro races. Like when he hosts an enduro, he pays big bucks to win those things, sometimes $5,000, $10,000, and Rodney has won them. So we go back to it. Unfortunately for Kiana Teal, Travis Hofstetter, this does them no favors because Rodney Rutherford and Cam McKinnon were running behind them at the time of that crash, so they don't advance. But Darren McLennan is in that all-important 4th spot.
McDeman leads the way in the Ford machine over Nico Hansen and Austin Rose. And just last week, McDeman lost the title as being the all-time winningest driver in the crate sprint car division, when Jesse Costa got by him. So McDeman sits at 16 career feature wins. Jesse with 17 now, and no doubt Mac would like to even the score here tonight. Green flag back in the air through the WG Truck Center restart zone. They head down into corner number 1 with the highlight man leading the way. Now Austin Rose is going to put some pressure on Nico Hansen as they go wheel to wheel down the backstretch.
Awesome. Wow, Nico Hansen, he did not lift. Austin Rose using a lot of racetrack. Nico Hansen saying, no problem, there's enough for me and I'm not lifting. Darren McLennan doing a great job gapping himself from Curtis Gartley in that 45.
Mobile 1 white flag out for McDeman over Austin Rose. That's Hansen. McLennan still holding down the 4th position. Curtis Gartley all over his tail tank. Lost a little ground there, though, in 1 and 2.
Checkered flag is out. It's going to be McDeman over Austin Rose, Nico Hansen, Darren McLennan, Curtis Gartley with Travis Hofstetter, and Kiana Teal heading to tonight's BD Bain event, the last chance race.
So that concludes crate sprint car qualifying. Up next, last chance qualifier for the mini stocks. Again, they timed during their hot laps earlier here tonight, so we'll have no qualifiers for them other than a last chance. These are the drivers that didn't make it into the main event through those timed hot laps, and here's how they'll line up with our Creative Edge signs and graphics. Starting lineup on the pole out of Ancaster, the 24R is Chase Mitchell. The outside, Joe Stevenson from St. Catharines in the 25. Rolling off third, John Lubeck in the 14L. He's from Port Colborne, and Graydon Lyons in the 32L from Cambridge goes fourth. Fifth from St. Anne's is the 34 of Randy Alway. His outside in the 26, Mark Klotz from St. George. Starting in the 7th spot, it's Connor Chambers from Welland in the 9C, and going in the 8th spot from Paris, Ontario, the 79 is Steve Miller. 9th position goes the pinball, Mike Giverson from Caledonia in the 11 machine. Going 10th is Mark Thorne from Waterford in car number 4. 11th starting spot, the 81D is Crystal Souls from Hamilton. 12th, Wade Thorne out of Waterford in the 46. And going 13th in the 4A, Mason Anderson from St. Catharines.
So the top 8 in this should advance into tonight's feature event. They charge off a turn number 2 with Stevenson out in front. Chase Mitchell holding on to second. Bit of a surprise to see Alexander Klotz in the 26 as fast as he's been. He was on the podium last week.
Joe Stevenson leads the way. 7 laps left to go here in the last chance qualifier. Chase Mitchell holding down the 2nd spot. Here comes Mark Klotz to the inside.
Man, look at that gaggle of cars deeper in the field. Remember, only the top 8 make it to the feature event. So Stevenson, Chase Mitchell, Alexander Klotz, Graydon Lyons, John Lubeck, they're in good shape. The top 5 with a little bit of a gap back to Mark Thorne, although now there's not. Mark Thorne in that number 4, Mason Anderson in the 4A. One car out of that front group is going to wind up on the outside.
And there's some very good drivers and good cars out there, all former feature winners. Wade Thorne struggling in the 46 tonight.
Oh, no.
That could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, John Lubeck went around. Mark Thorne has to spin to avoid it. Possibly a problem on that 46.
And the 4 machine's going to pull away. So we'll stay under the green flag as the leaders go by. Mark Thorne in the 4.
Yeah, Mark took a little. I wonder if he thought the yellow had come out, because normally you wait until you know the yellow is out. But it's possible Mark Thorne knew that tonight wasn't his night.
nor for Wade Thorne, who is well out of a transfer spot and some smoke, I believe, coming out of that car. Former feature winner in the 46. Got a few of those. Mason Anderson in the 4 has been a winner here, as well as John Luback in the 14L, all in unfamiliar territory tonight.
So now Connor Chambers is in the hot seat. But that pack at the front, all of those cars that are right now in 3 and 4 would transfer, as we see the Mobile 1 white flag, one more to go. So it's looking as though Steve Miller and Mike Giberson going to be on the outside looking in tonight.
Final time down the backstretch. Mark Klotz and the 26 machine leads them through 3 and 4 with Joe Stevenson in second, side by side for the third spot. Checkers out, and Klotz will take the win. Stevenson second. Third at the line is Chase Mitchell. For Mason Anderson, Graydon Lyons, John Luback, Connor Chambers, and Randy Alway will be the final car to qualify for tonight's main event. Positions 9 through 13 going home tonight. Steve Miller, Mike Giberson, Wade Thorne, Krista Souls, and Mark Thorne.
And while we wait for the sprint cars to roll out for the 360 sprint car qualifiers, another happy birthday to Darren Dayton. Happy 50th birthday from Tyler and Tracy.
And correction there, I believe Mason Anderson will be in the feature. His car, the transponder, was not working, but I believe he was up there in a transfer spot. So the 4 machine should be into tonight's feature event. Cool Kids Ice and Water, Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Cars, the 360 cubic inch motor sprint cars, ready to come out for their first of 3 qualifying heats tonight. 22 cars here in total. Before we get to the starting lineup, everyone check your pockets. If you're missing your credit card, we found a credit card down to the main entryway. If you can identify yourself, we'll get your credit card to you. First qualifying heat lines up like this on the pole out of Scotland. It's the 47X D-Dubs, Dylan Westbrook on his outside from Beachville. The DJ Christie, number 5, starts in second. Starting in third from Tonawanda, New York, to 7NY is Matt Farnham. And rolling off fourth, Eric Gledhill out of Thamesford in car number 7. Lining up in the 5th position from Cheektowaga, New York, the 94 is Todd Hoddick. And going 6th out of Ohsweken, the 68 is Aaron Turkey. Darren Dryden in the 12 Double D from Freelton lines up in the 7th position, and going 8th, the Ohsweken Flyer, Glenn Stiers in car 0. Going to the green flag in the first of 3 Plaza Auto Recyclers 360 Sprint Car qualifiers. Dylan Westbrook, Eric Gledhill lead them down into 1 and 2. Eric Gledhill was the quickest in timed hot laps, and now he's challenging on Dylan Westbrook.
It wasn't really a slide job, but they both split up the racetrack at the exit of turn number 4 in that battle for the lead. DJ Christie has third with Matt Farnham. That's a big old slide job with DJ Christie crossing them over off of turn 4.
It's all Dylan Westbrook over Eric Gledhill. Matt Farnham now to the inside of DJ Christie as they will work wheel to wheel through 4. Christie has the spot at the Cedar Springs starter stand.
So they're racing pretty aggressively with each other, Christie and Farnham there. Christie returned a slider to Farnham that just about caught Farnham's left front. Now he bobbles in 3 and 4. That's going to allow Matt Farnham to close back in.
Halfway home here in this first of 3 qualifying heats. It's Dylan Westbrook leading the way over Eric Gledhill. Matt Farnham all over the back end of DJ Christie looking for that 3rd position.
That's a great battle on the racetrack as they charge down the front straightaway. Farnham has a look to the inside. The car gets upset on the entry of turn number 1. Doesn't lose much ground at all.
2 laps left to go for the point leader. He's 3 for 3 in regular Friday night programs. Last week his winning streak was broken with Nick Sheridan taking home the Empire Super Sprints win.
Mobile 1 white flag for Dylan Westbrook as he leads the way still over Eric Gledhill. Matt Farnham has lost track position on DJ Christie, so I don't think he's going to be able to battle for that third spot.
Checkered flag out. Dylan Westbrook will pick up the heat race win over Eric Gledhill. Then it's DJ Christie in third. Fourth will be Matt Farnham. Fifth is Darren Dryden. Sixth, Todd Hoddick. Seventh goes to Glenn Stiers. And eight, Aaron Turkey. My mistake. Dylan went 2 for 2 in the 2 opening nights. Last week was week 3. And there you see D-Dubs in the 47X heat race winner headed to the pit area. Second qualifying heat. Getting pushed off over on the warm-up track. A little bit of precipitation coming down here at the moment, but continuing on through. Here in Plastic Auto Recyclers heat race number 2 on the starting grid here, brought to you by Creative Edge Signs and Graphics. On the pole out of Beamsville, the 88H is Josh Hansen. Lining up second out of Dunnville, car number 15 is Ryan Turner. Lining up third from Grimsby, car number 90 is Travis Cunningham. And going fourth out of Mount Bridges, the 45 is Nick Sheridan. Starting in position number 5. Out of Grand Island, New York, last week's Dash for Cash winner with the Empire Super Sprints, car number 21, Kyle Phillips. And going sixth out of Ohsweken, the 77E is Ashton Van Every. And going from the seventh and final starting spot from Dunnville, the 46 is Kevin Pauls.
You can tell which way the wind is blowing, Greg, by how the drops are on the windows out of the tower. But you can also tell that big birds fly in the opposite direction.
They left us a present. Josh Hansen, Ryan Turner will bring us to the green flag in the second of 3 qualifiers. Good to see Josh Hansen have a couple of solid weeks and a lot of speed out of that 88H. He had a lot of speed on opening night, but the engine didn't make it the distance in the qualifying heat.
Slow coming to the green flag.
Hansen quickly jumps to the outside in front of Ryan Turner. Sheridan takes the bottom side and takes the second position away.
Ryan Turner back in the third spot. Kyle Phillips running fourth, but I believe that's Travis Cunningham holding down the fifth position.
It's all Josh Hansen right now in that Eagle towing number 88H. Nick Sheridan, the APC ride, running in second over Ryan Turner. Kyle Phillips and Travis Cunningham having a great battle back and forth. The 90 and the 21. That's for position number 4.
That's the best battle on the racetrack, is that race for the fourth spot. Cunningham down on the inside. Kyle Phillips up high in the Ohsweken Speedway 21, because out in front, Josh Hansen has about 15 car lengths over Nick Sheridan, with the hammer down out in front.
Halfway home in the second qualifier, Josh Hansen over Nick Sheridan, Ryan Turner, Kyle Phillips, Travis Cunningham, the running order. Then it's Ashton Van Every and Kevin Pauls.
Josh Hansen got a little bit wide there coming off at turn 4. How about the improvement of Kevin Pauls in that 46, Greg? I know he's a fair bit behind, but he's been slowly getting better week after week as the years have gone on.
Continuing to get more and more comfortable in that machine, and he's riding out there smoothly. He's no longer one of those cars you have to watch for when you're passing if you're a leader, and that's all you really want.
Mobil 1 white flag means one more lap to go for Josh Hansen, running the cushion up in 1 and 2. That Eagle towing number 88, boy oh boy, I thought he was going to blow it off the end of turn 3. Hansen for the win, followed by Nick Sheridan. Ryan Turner going to come home third, Kyle Phillips fourth, with Travis Cunningham rounding out the top 5.
2 qualifiers in the books, and Josh Hansen will pick up that victory in the 88H machine. One more to go as they're pushed off over on the warm-up track. 7 more cars, 8 laps the distance on the pole for this one. He was the hard charger 1 week ago. The Empire Super Sprint started, I believe, was in the 18th position, worked his way to second in the feature event. Out of Tilsonburg in car number 39, it's Corey Turner. Lining up second from Interkip in the 84, it's Mike Lichty. Starting in third from Port Colborne in the 5D is Jacob Dykstra. Going fourth out of Scotland, the 87 XS, that's Skylar Evans. And from the fifth position from Ohsweken, the 77T, is Tyler Powless. Back with us for the first time since last year, recovering from a torn Achilles, which is not a fun injury to have. Driver of the 81 from Lewiston, New York, that's Derek Jonathan. And scheduled to go in the 7th spot is John Burbridge Jr. from St. Williams. I don't see him. He had problems in the timed hot lap, so not sure as though John Burbridge Jr. will make it out in the 21J. Again, we have a credit card that's been found. It's down the main entry. If you have your identification, you can claim your lost credit card. Also, a blue Lexus SUV, CFDK124. You need to move your vehicle immediately. Blue Lexus SUV, CFDK124. Please move your car. Corey Turner, Mike Lichty on the front rows. We come to the WG Truck Center start and restart zone.
Jacob Dykstra with a big move to the inside from third to first through 1 and 2. He'll lead the way down to the third turn.
Off the corner forwards, Jacob Dykstra in that 5D. Corey Turner right there with him. He'll dive down to the inside, slides up in front of Dykstra. Here comes Dykstra with a crossover.
Yep, beautiful slide job, beautiful crossover. It'll set itself up for more of the same off of turn number 4, but Dykstra gets a good run through the turn. Able to hold off the Corey Turner counter move.
And here comes Skylar Evans, the youngster. At 87 XS, he's right there behind Corey Turner. Mike Lichty running in the 4th spot.
Tyler Powless rounding out the top 5, and Derek Jonathan. That's one of those I'm just happy to be here nights for Derek Jonathan.
Halfway home in this third and final qualifying heat for the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Cars.
Corey Turner trying to figure out a way to close the gap. It looks like he's pulled some more wing into that race car. Meaning sliding that wing back, get a little more grip onto the rear tires.
Jacob Dykstra looking like his dad, Dave Dykstra, back in the day in the 5D here in the 360 division. He is hammered down right now with 2 laps left to go.
Skylar Evans trying to make it a battle for the 2nd spot. He's going to swing to the outside of Corey Turner. Loses a little bit of forward bite between the turns, but watch out for Skylar Evans.
Mobile 1 white flag out for Jacob Dykstra. Meanwhile, straight away behind him is this great battle between Corey Turner and Skylar Evans. Turner in front for the moment.
Skylar just couldn't get the bite he needed in turn 1 to keep his momentum up, but he's not going to give up. Jacob Dykstra going to take the win. Can Evans cross over Turner? Turner holds him off at the line. Evans going to finish 3rd. Mike Lichty 4th. Tyler Powless in 5th. Derek Jonathan comes home 6th.
So one more qualifier yet to go, and it'll be for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division. You see them getting pushed off over on the warm-up track. 12 laps of distance, 16 cars, and Adam Ross has the Creative Edge Signs and Graphics starting lineup.
We're going to tell you where they're supposed to start, but I'm sure there's some cars that aren't going to make it. The top 8 will qualify for tonight's feature event. On the pole from Hagersville, the 36 is Jeremy May. Alongside him from Wilsonville in the 55, it's Corey Whittam. Starting 3rd from Scotland, it's Logan Schwedick in the 53. 4th out of Baden, the 2 is Travis Hofstetter. Starting 5th from Caledonia, the 89L is Logan Ferguson, and to his outside from Brantford, the 88R is Riley Mercer. 7th from Clarence Center, New York, it's Cooper Fritz in the 57C. 8th out of Hagersville, the 24K is Kiana Teal. 9th from Cambridge, the 44 is Connor Ross. 10th out of Thorold, the 96 is Tyler LaFantasy. Scheduled 11th is the 24R from Waterdown of Rodney Rutherford. 12th from Ohsweken, the 9C, is Brian Nanakoke. 69K from St. George is Ken Hamilton. The 50 LS from Kitchener is Adrian Staley. 15th from Waynefleet, the 85C, is Cam McKinnon. And rounding out the field from Burford, the 22X, is Brandon Sebeski. 16 cars scheduled. How many have we got, Greg? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 from the looks of it. So 8 cars will get in, 4 cars will not. What's on the front wing of the 44 Connor Ross? It's got to be a borrowed front wing. I would imagine his is gone.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Curtis Connell messaged me to say Cam Thompson has one of his front wings, so he's welcome to use it.
And that's what it is. Yep.
I expected to see a fluorescent yellow because DJ Christie is usually Connor's go-to.
Here we go. Last chance qualifier for the crate sprint car division. Got to be in the top 8 to make it to the big show.
Field rumbles down into 1 and 2. Corey Whittam going to lead the way off the second turn with Logan Schwedick in second.
Travis Offsetter using that middle lane to the outside of Schwedick. And May gets a good run on the 53 going down into corner number 1. Schwedick, though, hooked up on the bottom, is going to pull away now from Hofstetter.
Corey Whittam is out of harm's way at the front of this one. I think things are going to get pretty racy towards the back. Got some aggressive young drivers out there wanting to make sure they get into tonight's main event. And this is a 12-lap B main. It's a long race.
Off of corner number 4 works the leader, Corey Whittam. And we talked earlier on about Kevin Pauls and where he's really climbed the ranks. Corey Whittam in a short time has really gotten a hold of this crate because he really struggled the first few nights.
Yeah, he did. It took him a little while to get things sorted out. But you can tell with some drivers, it's not about the speed. It's just about knowing where they want to be and when they want to be there.
Got to feel good for Corey Whittam as he works it off of corner number 4. Still 7 laps left to go here in this last chance qualifier for Logan Schwedick. Travis Offsetter. Almost over goes Tyler LaFantasy. It will put us under the Dixieland Grill caution flag, though.
I was watching the battle because it was the battle Connor was in with Kiana Teal for the 8th spot. And LaFantasy drove it down into the corner and however it went down, it looked like his left front got Connor's right rear, Clint.
Yeah, that's what I saw too out of the corner of my eye. I believe he was trying to go to the outside of Connor, caught the back right rear tire. I don't think there's any problems here on the LaFantasy 96. They should be able to just roll him down the hill and push him off. And they'll pull it out of gear by rocking it back and forth. Then what I missed there.
Wow. I'd be shocked if there's nothing wrong. He got airborne. Like that car jumped about, what would you say, Greg, 5 feet in the air?
Yeah, at least. Wow.
They are looking under the left front here to find out what ails the car.
Have another look. Whoop.
Yeah, he was all 4 wheels off.
Yeah.
The fact that car stayed on all 4 wheels is shocking to me.
Well, he's going to roll it right down to us, Adam. I don't see any damage on this car. It looks to be all together. The suspension looks intact, and we'll see how it goes here for the rookie, Tyler LaFantasy.
Yeah, there's some fluids dripping out of it, but I think that's probably just some overflow from the radiator.
He would be one of the contenders for the Driving with Haley Bay King Chrysler Rookie of the Year here in the crates. One of the contenders trying to make his way. Tyler's pretty much driven everything. I think out of that Twisted Metal Garage, they've got all kinds of stuff. They've got mini stocks. He's got a sports mini races on Saturdays at Merrittville. They've got a sprint car now.
He has looked really good, in my opinion. He's looked very racy, able to... These cars are quick. Obviously not as fast as the 360s, but it still takes a lot of car control to race them well.
Back single file through the WG Truck Center. Restart zone. Past the cone here on the front stretch. Single file with 7 laps left to go in the last chance qualifier Corey Whittam leads. Here comes Logan Schwedick. He's going to try the outside line. That opened the bottom for Travis Hofstetter.
Top three get away. Further back, it's a gaggle of cars duking it out from about fifth on back, with Jeremy May being attacked by, who is that? Riley Mercer, Cooper Fritz, Kiana Teal, Connor Ross, Brian Nanicoke, Tyler LaFantasy.
Top three comfortable right now. Logan Ferguson in a good spot in the fourth position. From there on back, your guess is as good as mine as who's going to get in and who won't. Nice move by Connor Ross on the outside, trying to sneak by Tyler LaFantasy.
Well, LaFantasy has made a nice comeback from that issue he had. They're trying to find real estate to get around Jeremy May and Kiana Teal, but all of these cars are competitive and fast cars. Holy jumping.
Whittam, Schwedick, Hofstetter, 1, 2, and 3. Ferguson holds down fourth. Mercer and Fritz are fifth and sixth, and it's Kiana Teal and Connor Ross at the line that time had the position.
Ross has got to that final transfer spot. I would not be happy with eighth spot right now because he knows there's fast race cars out on the track with him. He gets back to the bottom. Kiana Teal is running the bottom. Out in front, it is all Corey Whittam and Logan Schwedick.
Mobile 1 white flag up in the air. Logan Schwedick has closed in on Whittam here in the last couple of laps. He might have something for the leader as they go down on 1 and 2.
Down the back straightaway, Schwedick poking to the inside the final time through 3 and 4. Can he do it? No, Corey Whittam is going to take the B main over Schwedick.
And it's going to be Travis Hofstetter in the third spot, fourth Cooper Fritz, then it's Logan Ferguson, and fifth, sixth is Riley Mercer, seventh Kiana Teal, and Connor Ross is going to grab the final transfer spot.
I can't do this anymore, Greg. That's stressful.
Tyler LaFantasy, Jeremy May, Brian Anicoke, Ken Hamilton done for the evening. So how about that for Corey Whittam? Big B-main win for him. Great to see in that Ken's Auto number 55. All qualifying is complete. Time for our intermission and fan autograph session. So we'll take a quick break here on G-Force TV.
This bundle deal is going viral. It's a wash system that is completely touchless on mud and clay. You just spray it on, watch it dissolve the mud and grime, and then rinse it off. It worked really fast, but I still wanted to put it to the test. So I put it head-to-head against a name brand wash, and the results were shocking. Well, that's pretty clear. There's a limited time bundle for your first purchase. Using the QR code on screen when you buy this kit, you get an extra 3 bottles of wash for free. Don't miss this exclusive offer.
Your mom got a new tractor?
Yep.
Can she see in the dark?
Can do.
Hook up all the implements?
Can do.
Steer with ease?
Can do.
Bale hay all day?
Can do.
Shift like a race car?
Can do.
Keep a juice box cold?
Can do.
I'm out of here.
Kenny U-Pull offers customers the opportunity to remove parts in our self-service yards at a fraction of the manufacturer's price. With new makes and models arriving daily, our yards are constantly restocked with new inventory. We aren't a typical auto parts yard. Open 7 days a week. Yes, even on Sundays. Our organized yards offer a seamless customer experience. Visit a Kenny U-Pull yard near you today.
For over 80 years, Libro Credit Union has been a trusted financial partner, strengthening financial well-being. And through change, uncertainty, and opportunity, we've stood by you and with you. Join the nearly 120,000 Ontarians and over 12,000 local businesses choosing Libro, not just for banking, but for a better future. Bank local, support local, loyal to local.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.ca.
After World War II, my grandfather was diagnosed with cancer, and our neighbors guided my father through his first few years after my grandfather died. This year will be my father's 50th crop. He always reminds me that without the help of our neighbors, there would never have been a first. My name is Randy. I'm a farmer, and I make the best damn tractors in the world because I owe it to my neighbors.
Case IH, built by farmers.
Scan this QR code now for the best deal on Total Wash. Get the famous wash kit that includes 2 bottles of our revolutionary touchless wash, a foam cannon to efficiently coat any vehicle, and now an extra 3 free bottles of wash. But only at the QR code on the bottom left. This stuff melts the toughest mud and grime off your tractors, ATVs, and even heavy machinery. Thousands of people, from racers to landscapers, are loving Total Wash. So what are you waiting for? Scan the QR code now so you don't miss this exclusive offer.
At WG Truck Center, we fix trucks. We don't just change parts. Maintenance, repairs, frame straightening, and custom builds. Everything happens right here. A high-performance team focused on serving local Canadian business, always looking to add talent to make us even better. Need parts? Need a rig? Need services? The local shop that does it all. WG Truck Center. Everything you need for your diesel truck.
Welcome back to Ohsweken Speedway. A Slack Lumber and Window Works, along with Bucks Boots by TETRA, bring you Friday night excitement. As you can see out on the racetrack, cars lining up for our fan autograph session. What they've done with the Instant Installation mini stocks, they've lined them up as they are going to start their feature event on the lineup closest to the wall, so that once the autograph session is done, they'll roll right off to their feature and get things going. That's all that remains tonight after the autograph session. Our 4 feature events, all qualifying has been concluded, and we're going to run them in the order, kind of the ranks here at Ohsweken Speedway, starting in the minis, going with the Thunders. We'll have our first look at them since hot laps, then the crates and the 360 sprint cars. Have a look at the Carmen's Group upcoming events board of the races coming up in the next few weeks here at the Big O. On June 12th next week, Plastic Auto Recyclers and Braemar Buildings presents the Southern Ontario Sprints along with the vintage cars. The mini stocks are off next Friday. On June the 19th, Instant Insulation and Steyer's Gas Bar presents the Art Hill Memorial, the biggest race of the year for the mini stock, so they have a couple of weeks to prepare for that. That is also a APC Series Duel on the Dirt mini stock combined event, so we'll see some outsiders for that on June the 19th. And then on June 26th, Case IH and O'Neill Farm Equipment presents Agriculture Night featuring the Great Lakes Super Sprints and ROC Sportsman. That's a look at our upcoming events. Thanks to Carmen's Group. For more information, ohswekenspeedway.ca. Great crowd again here tonight. And again, we want to thank all of our great sponsors. We got some of our sponsors here also down in behind the announce tower, and they've set up tonight. Cormark is here as a race night sponsor, as well as Tormount Cat of Stony Creek and East Elgin Dutch Brothers have been handing out Shaw's ice cream, so we want to thank them for the tasty treats here for our fans this evening.
I'm going to jump in here with Glenn Steyers. Glenn, amazing crowd here tonight. Great to see everybody coming out to the front yard tonight. What do you think of this group we got here tonight?
Well, you know what? It looks like it's going to rain, but it's not calling for any rain, so it's kind of an odd situation right now. But the track seems to be really good and a lot better than last week. Last week was pretty dusty, and we really poured the water on it last night, and hopefully it just doesn't dust out the fans like we did last week.
You got a busy week ahead. Did you get some rest? I know you're watering late, but you got to get down to Quebec for NASCAR tomorrow. I hear your car did really good in the test session tonight.
Yeah, I got a superstar driver shaking that thing down, and I'm just glad he left my name up there. Looks like I was top 5. Anyways, yeah, we're going to be on a flight out early in the morning, and it doesn't look good like for weather up there. It's like calling for 100% rain, so hopefully it gets in, but we're ready for Sunday. So
they can have it all. We're not needing it tonight. Thanks, boss, for hanging around. Glenn Stiers, everybody, who gives us the opportunity to play here. We're about 3 minutes away from opening the gates, everybody. We just got to get all these teams down here safely, and then we can start opening the gates and get all you fine fans out here.
And again, as Clint mentioned, it is a big drop down at the start-finish line, so be careful when you go through. If you do use the gate down in turn 1, it's a little bit friendlier on the knees. That's the one I go through, Greg, when we're coming to it from the pits. It's just a lot easier to get through. And we will appreciate it if you get down there in an orderly fashion, and when it's time to go, please get back to the stands in an orderly and quick fashion so we can go racing. But I can tell you the teams were really excited to get back to autograph night. It was a great tradition here at the Speedway for a long time. And it will be a great tradition again. Because you can see most of the drivers making their way out here. Mini stocks, Thunder stocks. And as we get things sorted out here on the front stretch, we're going to take another break on GeForce TV. But when we come back, we got a couple of features to run. So for those of you watching at home, it's a little more entertaining than just watching people sign autographs.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
Whether you're looking to make a top cash sale for your used car, want to buy a previously owned vehicle, or need parts for your current car, Kenny U-Pull is the place to visit. Join us and our community of car part pullers in giving a second life to all vehicles while saving you a ton of money. Visit a Kenny U-Pull yard near you today.
For over 80 years, Libro Credit Union has been a trusted financial partner. Today, as a 100% Canadian-owned credit union, we offer all the products and services you'd expect from a traditional bank, but with a personal, community-focused approach, investing back into the people, local businesses, and communities we serve. Bank local, support local, loyal to local.
We're blowing away the competition. Get ready to meet the most effective touchless wash on the market. And when we say touchless, we mean touchless. This stuff handles your dirtiest vehicles with zero scrubbing required. No matter the vehicle, Total Wash has got you covered. And right now, only at the QR code below, you can snag 3 free bottles of wash when you purchase our foam cannon kit. The kit comes with everything you need to make cleaning a breeze. So don't miss your chance to try this revolutionary wash system for yourself.
Built for a smoother, smarter, simpler season. Built to break new ground every time you break ground. Built for a higher quality harvest. Built to protect your crops with precision while giving you precision control in the palm of your hand. With a local service network built to keep you running. Everything Case IH makes is purposefully designed to work on your farm. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
This summer, there is only one way to celebrate. Victory missed, redefining celebration.
Raw horsepower, built on dirt. This is the world of outlaws.
The greatest show on dirt.
Crossing the border to Ohsweken Speedway, July 21st and 22nd.
Christopher David Bell. He's 4 years old. What have you started?
Oh, Christopher Bell is taking the lead. What a finish! He's done it again! Bell has driven to victory again. How about that?
That check is for $1 million.
When every mile matters, where will your journey take you?
Welcome back to Ohsweken Speedway, where G-Force TV presents Friday Night Excitement. It is time for an autograph session. As you can see, there's a ton of cars on the front straightaway and soon to be a ton of fans on the front straightaway. So let's take the opportunity, because in the offseason we had the chance to catch up to some of these drivers, and we did. We asked a number of them the same question, including what goes through your mind just before a restart. What's going through your mind before a restart?
Go where they don't go. That is the biggest thing I've learned. If they go to the bottom, well, I'm going to Hail Mary around the top.
What's my move going to be? What am I going to do? Am I going to run up to the top and slingshot her around?
Basically, where's he been running? The guy in front of me, is he going to go bottom? Is he going to go top? That's going to decide. I'm going to go the opposite. And then from there, how many laps are left? There's 2 laps left, 1 lap left. Do I want to slide him in 1 and 2 or 3 and 4? Where's the wing? Right. Is there anything I could change in here? What's my guy at the wall saying?
Honestly, half the time I'm kind of checking, okay, do I want to go high? Do I want to go low? Where is this guy going to go? I'm just planning where I'm going to go. It never ends up panning out that way, but you're just kind of just sitting there anxious, ready for it. And when you go, you go.
I mean, my dad always gives me advice before I go on the track. I like to really repeat that in my mind, give that a chance to sit. I like to think about who's around me and to kind of analyze how they drive. And I just try to really think about what my first move's going to be.
Just hoping I don't lose spots, trying to figure out if there's a lane that I can just blast it in on the top.
Staying calm, remind myself, make smart decisions.
Probably who's in front of me, where they were running, where I think they're going to go, and what my move's going to be going into turn 1.
Strategy. I'm always strategizing. If I'm on the pole or whatever, it's either was I fast in the last pole or was I slow? Like, did I wait till the last second? Like, I'm always trying to strategize to how to throw everybody else off. All the other cars behind me.
Make sure the visor's locked down, fuel valves turned on, just knowing who's around you. Be conscious who's there.
Just to stay relaxed and just focus. It's just another lap.
All depends on where you're at. If you're the leader, you're just trying to focus on how to get that car going as quickly as you can and point it in the right direction, nice and straight, kind of get away from the pack. But if you're following or double file start, maybe a restart, like you said, you're kind of just watching the guy ahead of you, waiting to hear his car go and try and get on his bumper.
Usually who's in front of me. You're trying to judge where they're going. You pick a person, and I'll just use my old teammate, Liam Martin. He's probably going to the top, right? So you try to figure where they're going, what they're doing, where you can kind of put your nose in cautiously and make some positions.
Depends on the type of restart. If we're talking double file, is this guy going to hit the gas at the same time as the person I'm watching, or is they going to drop the ball and I'm going to have to find a way around them? If it's single file, it's, all right, how early can I get on this pedal and start making advantages, because I got a couple extra spots now to make up.
Just what I'm going to do the first corner, into turn 1, try to analyze the guy in front of me. If they're running the bottom, the laps before, I'm going to run the top. If they're running the top, I'm going to run the bottom.
Don't jump in it, don't get caught.
Thinking of what the other drivers were doing before the caution come out, and kind of figuring out where they go, if there's a faster line that I can make, or if you can get around them or underneath of them.
I'm looking where I'm at and what I can do to improve my position.
How I can scoop up 2 or 3 spots.
Yeah, you always try and play it out in your head under yellow. What's especially with the choose cone, who's going to go top, who's going to go bottom. You can play it out 10 times in your head under yellow, and then by the time you're in turn 1, it's all out the door.
Don't screw up.
Do my brakes work? Is my engine cleaned out?
Where's the line? Where can I go?
How can I get out in front?
Is my visor clipped down and my wing in the right position?
Trying to figure out which lane to go through. Trying to think about where the wreck might happen in front of you.
You're definitely thinking about what the car in front of you is going to do. You think about the laps you were turning before, where the car was comfortable, where you know the car wasn't comfortable. You also have to take into consideration the tires cooling down. So you're not going to have quite as much grip as when you got that caution. So sometimes you got to move the wing around. Sometimes you got to run a slider to block the bottom, but not get passed on the top. So there's a lot of different things you got to think about.
I'm one of those ones that's sitting in the car, trying to look around, counting how many cars are ahead of me and figuring out what lane I'm going to be in and who's around and making sure I don't screw it up. I'm more afraid of screwing up than making sure I'm doing it right.
Interesting take there from some of the drivers in the rapid fire question, what they're thinking about coming to the green flag. And good to kind of get into the psyche of some of these drivers and how they think. Some have got, kind of the same answer. I think there was one answer that was kind of the majority, and then others are thinking of things you wouldn't think of.
The one thing that surprised me most out of that group of answers was Dave Bailey, because he's the best ever. The best ever in a Thunderstock. I don't think you can argue that. And even he is uncertain. Yeah. I hope I don't lose spots. I hope I don't screw up. So, you kind of think about that as the person who doesn't screw up. He's hoping he doesn't screw up. So it lets you know that these guys are all normal dudes. And we're looking at Dylan Westbrook on the screen right now. Speaking of normal dudes and people who don't act the way they drive.
Mm-hmm.
You would think Dylan Westbrook is an intense person just by the way he wheels a race car. I can't think of anyone much more chill.
Yeah, soft-spoken, very friendly, just totally not what you would picture with Dylan Westbrook, because I think what makes him just that sliver better is just and not to say that no one else doesn't have that no fear factor, but man, he just has it on that little bit more of a level where we'll watch him, especially watching from where we are, to be able to see some of the moves that he makes where you think, man, how did he not lift there?
I have a theory, and I believe it. I believe it applies to the announcing that we do, Greg, and I believe it applies to racing. If you have to think about it, the moment's gone.
Yeah.
You just do it. Yeah. You might think about it after, like, holy moly, did I just do that, or did that just happen? Mikey Krutchka, 01K. It's always been a fan favorite.
That he is. Some youngsters down there getting some autographs. Good to have this session back after first time since the pandemic, as we mentioned, and a fan favorite, as you can tell. Like the majority of the fans are down there trackside. They want to get up and get close, and it's great to see. You know what?
I've always been so impressed because nobody gets left out. You look down on the front straightaway, and every driver's got somebody around them, someone around that car. And I can remember being a young race fan, Greg, and I know you were the same. Well, you might not have been the same way, but I know that you were young like me and loved being at the races.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I remember coming to the track, and I grew up at Can-Am Speedway. They would have kind of an autograph session out in front of the grandstand, so you never actually went down on the racetrack, but you always had favorites, especially as a youngster. And so not so much, I don't so much anymore as I get older. I find it's more about the racing and less about a specific driver, but as a youngster, you definitely have those favorites, and you just look at them with awe.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting at. They're larger than life, but that was a different time. There was no social media.
Yeah.
So whatever the track announcers were able to build up in terms of hype and mystique and aura is what you had to work with. These days, these drivers do a lot themselves by promoting online and sharing with you some of their unique personalities, because every one of them is a little bit different.
That they are. And you make a good point there, because back in the day, I remember, say, the Super Dirt Car Series would move into town and come in with their big stars, and wow, Brett Hearn's here, Danny Johnson's here, Alan Johnson's here, Bob McCready, and because we didn't have social media, you only got to see them so many times a year. This was a huge deal, and they were like that next level echelon, and now I don't think we appreciate as much when we have some of these really super talented drivers come into town and realize, wow, these are the best of the best. And I mean, we have them here weekly.
We are very spoiled. Our society is very spoiled because at your fingertips is every bit of entertainment you could hope for. Think about one of the biggest superstars in the history of the world was Evel Knievel.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm thankful there's not a lot of daredevils out there because there's enough of them. But you know what I mean? There are people that did extreme things. These days it's at your fingertips. You can see anything you want at any time. But these guys are still stars. Jacob Dykstra down there signing some autographs, talking to his race fans. What a competitive kid. But let's talk. We had said when we came back from that feature, we were going to talk a little bit about the Thunderstocks because we haven't seen them all night.
Yeah.
They came out and turned hot laps, and their next race is going to be their feature. But what a season it's been. To a fault, we discuss Ryan Beagle and Dave Bailey. And the rivalry that's there, and it's not even a bitter personal rivalry, it's just who's going to beat the other on a given night and who's going to step up at some point to knock them off their throne. And the answer so far this year is nobody. They are first and second in points. They are 1 point apart from each other. They've each got 3 top 5 finishes in 3 races. To his credit, Ron Logie has the same. 3 top 5 finishes in 3 races, but still not quite as good as Ryan Beagle and Dave Bailey.
Well, the nice thing about having Ryan and Dave, rather than having one driver that takes off and just dominates the season, kind of like a Dylan Westbrook situation, when you've got the two, I've noticed it's polarized the fans. Because usually when one guy's running away with it, it's like, okay, you either like that guy or you don't, and that's it, and whoever you're cheering for, you're just really hoping they can knock that guy off the pedestal. But when you've got Ryan and Dave going back and forth, even if you have a favorite throughout the field, you've picked a side in this battle. Is it Ryan or is it Dave? And I've watched that with a number of fans that I know. They know which one they like and which one they don't want. And neither driver is easy to dislike in any way because they're so humble and good sports about everything. They're not arrogant. But still, there's people like, oh, I do not want to see Dave win again, or I don't want to see Ryan win again, and that makes it fun.
Well, quietly, Greg, same here. I want to see someone get out there and beat them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I enjoy watching them do what they do because whoever beats them is going to have to do it honestly.
Yep.
They're going to have to put on a great performance, and there's a lot of drivers out there that are getting there, whether it's Kyle Wirt, Ron Logie, Trevor DeBoer. Casey Huffman's having a good season, 6th in the points. Mike Thorne, Ryan Dinning, the list goes on and on. But do you know who's here tonight? Well, that's an open-ended question. There's thousands of people here. But Dick Mahoney's here tonight.
Oh, really?
I was chatting with him and Mr. Bradley and Peter Turford.
Nice.
And Peter Turford made, I'm going to call it a guilty confession to me, because Peter Turford is the open wheel aficionado.
Mm-hmm.
He says, but I got to tell you, I'm so impressed with the Thunderstocks in this area, whether it's Merrittville, whether it's Ohsweken, and how clean they run. He says, and he admits, he says, I am not a fendered race car guy. He says, but that division is just impressive to watch what they're able to do.
Yeah, knowing Peter, that's a big compliment because he is, well, he would tell you, I'm an open wheel snob. That's what he would call himself that, and that just shows you what that division is like. And I'm really happy we have Kyle Wirt back because for right before he dropped off from running full-time, he was right there. I mean, he could pull off wins with Ryan and Dave regularly. So to have him back is a plus, and Ron Logie as well, who we didn't have last year. So to have those drivers back, it just adds to the mix. What a division it is. And, of course, we didn't need a B main tonight with how many do we have in total? 21 entries here this evening. So they did their timed hot laps and then straight into the feature tonight. So that's why we haven't seen them on track since hot laps.
No, for sure. And fans, we want to give you a warning. There's 5 minutes to go in this autograph session, so please make your way to your final driver or two to grab an autograph. If you've already gotten the autographs that you want, please start to make your way back to the grandstands. We appreciate it so much, because if we can do this in an orderly fashion, and if we can do it without taking the goal was to not take an hour out of the program.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot to get the people out of the grandstands onto the track and then get them off the track and into the grandstand. So work with us and we will work with you, and we'll be able to do this more and more down the road.
Well, one of the feel-good stories here in 2026 has been kind of the resurgence of Corey Turner. Last week I talked about his run from the back of the pack with the Empire Super Sprints. He was the hard charger a week ago. I believe it was 18th or 17th, up to the second spot, and he was coming on the leader in the closing laps. And before the season started, we had a chance to sit down and talk to Corey about some of the changes coming to this season.
Corey, sum up 2025 for me.
Could have been better.
Do you know how many drivers had more top 5 finishes than you?
Probably 3.
That's all it was. You were 8th in points, but only 3 drivers had more top 5s. You were 1 feature short, points paying feature of everyone else at Ohsweken, which would explain sliding down a little bit. But what does that say about your consistency?
But it was pretty good. Yeah.
So looking back on the body of work, this year there's some changes coming. What have you changed for this season?
For the first time in a decade, I'm going to be racing out of my dad's shop. Doesn't feel like I left there 10 years ago, and everything's kind of come full circle now. That's where I brought my first sprint car home. We bought it 2008 J&J from Steve Poirier many moons ago, and it all started from there. And then I was lucky enough to drive for a few great owners over the years, and then now, it's all kind of come full circle. We're back where I started.
Now, some people might not know, but your dad still watches all of your sessions, and you guys basically regroup after, I think, every one of them to talk about what the car's doing, what you might want it to do. So even before going back to working out of his shop, he's been very involved in your racing. What will change now? Will he be more involved, or is it just a place to store the race car?
Oh, he'll be more involved for sure. I've got a young family. I'm lucky my wife supports it, my mom, my dad, and this whole deal hinges on him basically, and as well as our crew. He's our leader. He's our, he's the brains behind the operation. He does the engine work. He does car setup. I get in and I drive.
How excited is he?
He's pretty pumped. Yeah, no, we've made new strategic alliances over the off season, and I think they're going to pay dividends.
Can you share any of them?
No.
Okay. What are the goals going in? 8th place in points, no points paying victories last year, but you were top 5 in top 5 finishes, so you had speed. What are your goals?
Yeah, we were decent. I always say if you're gonna win the championship, general year, if you run top 5 every night, you will be the points champ at the end of the year. So that would be our goal. Top 5 every night. We're gonna fund our own deal. So when I first started sprint car racing, my dad told me, your career could be pretty short here. I'm not gonna dig into my pocket to keep you going. So if you start running into shit, things will get tight, things will get short. So it's on me to make sure I don't run into shit and get to the end of the year here. So that's balls in my court on that one.
Autograph session wrapping up here in just a moment. We'll take a break on G-Force TV and be back as we get ready for feature time.
When it's planned properly, a renovation feels easy. Everything's decided in your space. You see it, you're sure, and you move forward. The work flows, the details land, and it comes together without the back and forth. That's how we do it at Blue Canoe. Clear process, quality work, done right.
Lockhart's Odyssey is BRP's newest marine dealer for the legendary Alumacraft fishing boats, the luxurious Manitous, and the affordable Sea-Doo Switch pontoons. Come aboard our new outdoor showroom, Located here in Cortland at Lockhart's Odyssey, your BRP Superstore.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.ca.
Farmall. 100 years of can-do. 100 years of milestones. 100 years of family. Generation after generation, its legacy lives on. The one for all since 1923.
Live at Ohsweken Speedway, Craig Kelman along with Adam Ross. Clinton Jeffrey is down there somewhere in the sea of people, getting ready for feature time. Last of the autographs taking place down track side. There we see a happy birthday to Cricket on the side of Nick Erskine, 64. Does he just rent that out every week as a sponsorship?
I don't know that many people with birthdays, but yeah, that's not a bad idea at all. Now, Connor said to me we had to right away shout out Adam Brower right now because I think he was talking about Liam Brower's birthday. And I was calling Mark Klotz Alexander Klotz because I'm a bit of an idiot. I should have just read what was on the screen. But, Mark, I wonder if Alexander has prom. I don't think he's old enough for prom. But
it shows you weren't even listening to me at all.
Did you talk about it?
Yeah. I wondered, I didn't mention the whole prom possibility, but I wondered if that's why Alexander wasn't here tonight. But it was Mark behind the wheel. And
it's pretty wild what I don't hear that you say.
That's okay. It's mutual.
How about Bella General and them getting that 44 car fixed? I almost thought that car would be retired.
That's what I thought, but they've replaced the front clip on the 44, and she's back with it. Only missed the 1 week with it. She ran the Kyle Andrus 43 last week, but what a job by the General team, and it's back and as beautiful as ever. Great-looking ride.
Yeah, it is so. Great job to the fans. Thank you for accommodating our requests and moving when we asked you to move. And thank you for coming out and enjoying this session.
And it just goes to show this is why we did the autograph session, because there was so much demand for it, and we saw that with how many people made it out to the racetrack surface, and we appreciate everyone taking part of that. And I know the drivers enjoy it. They love having an opportunity to get up and close and meet some of the fans and maybe make a new fan.
Well, whether they're giving out candy or even just the investment in autograph cards, it's hundreds of dollars for them to do, but they're happy to do it. It gets their name out there. And again, you know what it's like, Greg. You and I pretend we don't like each other sometimes and pretend I don't even know if we like each other at this point. But when you get to go in front of a race car driver, you get that vibe, right?
Yep.
Yeah, this one, I really like this one or that one. That you can't get when you listen to us two bozos just talking about them.
I'm not pretending.
Which part?
That's for you to figure out.
Exactly.
I like the mystique.
Yeah, it's all good. If it makes you feel better, I don't care.
I love the fact that even when I talk to Clint, it's like, everything okay with you and Adam?
Was it last year? There were moments he was pretty concerned about it. Thank you, race fans. The autograph session is now over. So if you don't get back to the stands, we're going to tow you back.
You'll be a part of the mini stock feature here.
I was talking to Greg. Clinton, you've seen it as well, probably. I think you've been to Three Rivers. Actually, maybe you haven't. I don't know. They have a huge autograph session on the straightaway, and at the end, they have security people with about 50 feet of rope. The rope is as wide as the front straightaway, and they stretch it across, and they walk to the exit. So it's like herding race fans. They all have to go. There's no option to stick around. They usher everyone back to the exit and move on with the show. It's pretty cool.
It would work well if we didn't have sprint cars. It'd be hard to get the rope up and over. Yeah. Well, you see the mini stock drivers buckled up down there. As we see some of the sprint car drivers having a chat. There's DJ Christie down there trackside getting ready to go back to the pits. Mini stock drivers strapped in, ready to go. Their feature event tonight, 15 laps the distance, and 28 cars will take the green flag in this one.
Look at the number of people that walked out of the pits.
Yeah.
To come down for it. It's a big deal to everybody. It's two different worlds, right? There are people that have been to Ohsweken for many, many years and never been on this side of the racetrack.
Wow, look at Zach Bleach's new car. That new scheme, he's headed down in quarter one. We just had it on the camera. That is a sharp-looking ride for Zach Bleach in the 108. There it is there. They're going to grab it here on corner one. That is a sharp-looking car for Zach in the GSR 108. We'll get to see that next feature up.
Where is Corey McAllister? I thought he unveiled his new car. I thought he was going to be racing here every Friday. That is a sexy-looking race car.
Here the mini stocks have things fired up. And we'll have a look at the starting lineup for tonight's 15-lap main event.
Honey, I shrunk the sprint car.
It's one of our outlaw carts that race here on Thursday nights.
Campbell Baker came out to sign autographs, even though he's in a cast, so he's not competing. I kind of gave him some heck about it. It says, look, you've got a cast. You are stronger from the elbow to your hand than you were before you broke it.
We have a Honda Accord DHZ D642, a Ford Truck CD 16509. You're blocking a car in the parking lot. Honda Accord DH, it's either a Z or a D, 642, and a Ford Truck CD 16509. You're blocking a car in the parking lot. We need you to move those vehicles right away. Here's your Creative Edge signs and graphics starting lineup for tonight's Instant Installation mini stock feature event. On the pole from Caledonia in the 265, it's Mike Evers. To his outside from Brantford in the 44, Doug Erskine. Lining up third, the defending champ out of York in car number 9, it's Tim DeBoer. And to his outside from Wayne Fleet in the 00, it's Stephen Boverhoff. Lining up in fifth from Smithville in the 6X, it's Mike Serentakos. And going in the 6th position from Waterford in the 99R, it's Ryan Farrington. Going 7th out of Stratford, the 54 is Christopher French. And starting in 8th from Linden, the 11E is Jeff Elslager. Going 9th from Caledonia, the 17K is Spencer Riddell. And 10th, Jeremy Cooper in the 215. He's from Chippewa. Starting in the 11th position, car number 1, Jason Tolton from Guelph. And on his outside from Woodstock, the 66 is John Jansen. Starting 13th, Tristan De Silva in the 01. He's from Watertown. And to his outside, Craig Cole in the 55 out of Beachville. Going 15th, the 23 of Dusty DeBoer from Hagersville. 16th, Nick Erskine from Brantford in the 64. 17th starting spot belongs to Ken Hare in the 5K out of Niagara Falls. And to his outside, last week's winner from St. Catharines, the 17, Alex Riley. 19th position is car number 19, Hannah Rothwell from Welland. And to her outside, Leroy Buscombe from Smithville in the 4C. Mark Klotz in the 26 from St. George lines up 21st. 22nd is Joe Stevenson in the 25 from St. Catharines. Going 23rd, the 24R of Chase Mitchell from Ancaster. And Mason Anderson from St. Catharines in the 4A will start 24th. 25th position, Graydon Lyons in the 32L from Cambridge. 26th, the 14L is John Lubeck from Port Colborne. And back in the 14th and final row, starting 27th, the 9C, Connor Chambers from Welland. And in the 28th spot, car 34, Randy Alway from St. Anne's.
I wanted to say a couple of things about the live stream, Greg. One, to Buzz, thank you. You two announcers are great, busting each other's chops every week. Best in the business as far as I'm concerned. It's because we enjoy busting each other's chops so much. When we left, I was concerned about this. When we ended our qualifying to go to the autograph session, we had 1,700 and some viewers on the live stream, and I thought this is really going to hurt our audience because it's a bit of downtime. We are pushing 2,000 now. So thank you to the viewers who stuck around for that. We hope you enjoyed the interviews and our conversation. But we are going to be treated to 4 fantastic feature events, and thank you so much for sticking around. That's amazing.
It was all us, if Clint asks.
Clearly.
And people still don't know. Do we like each other or not?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I believe we are going to skip some victory lanes tonight. I believe we may be doing victory lanes at the end of the night in order to keep the show rolling from this point. But to get that over by 10 minutes after 9, that's amazing. Let's go feature racing with the mini stocks.
Change in the lineup. Mike Evers, the original pole sitter, chooses to go tail. So Tim DeBoer will start from the front. The Tim Sonato number 9 with Doug Erskine to his outside.
DeBoer gets a good jump on the start. Doug Erskine second, 5 wide for the third spot off of turn number 2. Boverhoff on the outside trying to hang on to that position.
Wow, yeah, there's still 4 wide mid-pack. Lots of action going on from 6th on back as they come off the corner. Getting a little twitchy in a few spots there.
Boy, I'll tell you, the driver that's been so fast this year, Tristan De Silva in that Gibbs 01. All over the rear bumper of the 215 down the back straightaway, closing in on the top 5.
Yeah, trying to work around the 215, trying to catch the 00, Stephen Boverhoff. Out in front is all Tim DeBoer. Doug Erskine right now riding in the second spot over Ryan Farrington, Jeff Elslager, and Stephen Boverhoff.
Jeremy Cooper, of course, behind the wheel of the number 215, because why wouldn't he be? Old announcers, new tricks, we don't learn. But we do our best, Greg. Craig Cole in the 55 moving his way up as well.
Jason Tolton, Nick Erskine leading this pack of cars. There you see Doug Erskine, Nick's dad, up there. He's about to have company to the bottom side as Craig Cole in that 55 has been rocketing up through the field here. He now has the 4th position.
Tristan De Silva poured that car down into turn number 3, ran out of racetrack. Now we'll dive to the inside of Doug Erskine, the outside of Jeremy Cooper as they work off of turn number 2. The top 3, nose to tail with a few carlings between them, have pulled away from the rest of the field.
Craig Cole in that 55. You see him leading this pack that we've got in shot right now in the Creekside Construction big screen. That 55 started in 14th and in 4 laps made his way to the 4th spot.
Doing a great job out there. He was talking to me last week or the week before about how hard these cars are to drive through the pits without power steering. So once you're on the track at speed, it's no problem, but it's a lot of work getting them through the pits.
9 laps left to go. We got 6 on the board here in the Insta Insulation Mini Stock Feature event. The first feature of 4 here this evening. As you see Jeff Elslager reeling in leader. Tim DeBoer, he's right there on the back bumper. Ryan Farrington, the 99, is right there with him.
Tristan De Silva a little further back, trying to break into the top 5. He's got Nick Erskine along with him in the 64, but out in front, as you mentioned, the top 3 have closed right in as Farrington looking to make a move on Elslager.
Over the cross flags this time by from Carter, the starter, atop the Cedar Springs starter stand, and we are halfway home in our first feature of the night. 8 in, 7 laps left to go, and Jeff Elslager's all over the back bumper of that Tim Sonato number 9. Remember, Tim DeBoer earlier on in the year had car problems and did not make one feature, so he's trying to gather as many points as he can in this defense.
Spencer Riddell and Jason Tolton just made contact on the backstretch, almost collected Dusty DeBoer. They were all able to carry on, but that got pretty tense for a moment as Jeff Elslager trying to size up. Tim DeBoer takes a look to the inside off of turn 2. He's going to keep it down to the bottom as they race into 3.
Alex Riley, he started back in the 18th position. Now he finds himself in the 6th spot in the 17th, so keep an eye on him, last week's winner. Meanwhile, at the front, it's Tim DeBoer. Here comes Elslager to the bottom, Farrington to the outside. Craig Cole has caught this 3-car race, and they are going door to door down the backstretch right behind Tim DeBoer.
Off of turn number 4, DeBoer running sort of the middle groove on the racetrack. He dips to the bottom at points in the corner. Farrington a little higher on the track. Jeff Elslager right now running in the tire tracks of DeBoer.
Tim DeBoer driving that classic old Junior Johnson Budweiser paint scheme on that number 9. Loved what the DeBoers did for autograph night. They had the old Max trading cards, the NASCAR cards, with each of the cars on it, like back in the 90s. Pretty cool deal. They'd love to rep the old paint schemes.
That's really cool. Tristan De Silva has lost a couple of spots in the hood, threatening to pop up on that 0-1. He's got a couple of hood pins missing out there, but he's been able to survive it so far.
2 laps left to go this time, and now Farrington to the outside of DeBoer. Sparks fly that time by the starter stand.
Tim DeBoer drives to the bottom of the racetrack in 1 and 2, taking the shorter way around. Farrington up high where the momentum keeps your car up to speed.
Coming this time by, it's going to be the Mobil 1 white flag. What a great race we've seen. Tim DeBoer's got the lead back. Farrington's right there. Elslager's got a head of steam going into 1.
Tim DeBoer ran Farrington up the racetrack a little bit. Farrington used the front bumper last time into turn number 3. Final time down the back straightaway. Who's it going to be?
They've got the lap car. Mike Evers right in front. Here comes Farrington down to the inside of DeBoer. He's going to run him all the way up into corner number 4. Jeff Elslager's going to go and get the win over Craig Cole. Farrington 3rd. 4th will be Riley, and then it's Erskine, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a penalty there on that move down in corner number 4.
Well, let me tell you, the lap before, so Tim DeBoer ran Farrington up. He drove into the back of him down into turn 3. And you could see when he made his move on the final lap, lifting was not going to be an option.
See Mike Evers face the wrong way there. Some damage to the front end of Uncle Timmy's. Tim Sonato, number 9. There's Mike Evers.
Guys, and this is one of those worst case scenarios for the 9 at DeBoer here, because he gets involved in this as the leader's crossing the checker. That means he won't even get to start tailing and make up any ground. And you see Tim DeBoer not too happy here as he checks out the situation with the Timson number 9.
No, and he shouldn't be happy. He got redirected right into the driver's door of Mike Evers. And what really, we were talking during the autograph session to the kind of respectful racing we're used to seeing. That was not. But I understand Farrington be disappointed that he got run up the racetrack, but I don't know that he got run out of racetrack. And you can see Tim DeBoer with a smile on his face. That's a great thing to see.
Yeah, I'm not sure I could muster the same smile.
Tim, your thoughts after that incident?
Well, I we're racing hard for the win. I didn't know where anybody was behind me, and apparently somebody wanted a little more than me.
We appreciate the smile. Tough break tonight.
Yeah, this is not the best way. I was really looking forward. I had that championship belt night circled on the calendar, man. I was ready for it. But this is the way it goes sometimes.
You get another shot next Fan Fest autograph night. Good to see you're all right, Tim.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Defending champion of this division, Tim DeBoer, with an issue here, guys.
Wait until you see the replay, Clinton. This was as egregious a takeout as I've seen in a well, except for your brothers last week. But hey, that's last week.
So the cleanup continues down trackside, and Thunderstocks will be next. And we'll have a chance to take a quick break here and be back with the Thunderstocks.
What in the actual Our company is going bankrupt because of this deal. Buy a Total Wash Cannon Kit and get 3 extra bottles for free. Oh man, this stuff just sprays on, melts the mud, and rinses off with no need to scrub. We even tested it against one of the most popular cleaners out there, and this is what happened. They didn't stand a chance. You know, sooner or later, we're going to have to take this deal down. So if you're on the fence, you're going to want to grab this deal now at the QR code below.
For over 30 years, WG Truck Center has been a place where pride lives in the details. Every weld, every repair, every build. And it's our people that make it matter. The ones who take ownership, who work as a team, and who see the future in every truck that rolls out. It's not just a place to work, it's a place to grow while you build something that lasts. WG Truck Center, built by people who care.
It all started for us at the racetrack, from dirt to water. We have continued to keep the adrenaline and drive to make sure that we are always in the forefront. We are driven to give our customers the absolute best in service, products, and memories with your family. No matter what your passion is, whether it's on the water, in the dirt, on the snow, or on the road, we will always be here welcoming you over and over again through the doors here at Lockhart's. You're not just a customer here, you are part of our team.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
Back live at Ohsweken Speedway. Time for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock feature event. And Adam Ross has the Creative Edge signs and graphics starting lineup.
That I do. On the pole from Waterdown, the 51D is Dylan Peckham, starting second from Hamilton, the 43, Kyle Andrus. Rolling off third at Niagara Falls, the 26 is Keith Dale. Fourth in the 44B. From Six Nations, it's Bella General. Starting fifth from Hagersville, the 93K is Mike Klazinga. Sixth out of Hamilton, 43C is Clinton Nichols. Seventh in the 11 from Thorold, it's Go Fast Teeple. 12th out of Port Robinson, that new look 108 is Zach Bleach. Starting ninth from Binbrook, in the 427, it's Smokey Tim Phelan. 10th from Ohsweken, the 81B is Brando Green Stiers. 11th from Caledonia, the 55, it's Mikey Bobby Mike Thorne. And starting 12th from Brantford, the 13, it's Casey Huffman. 13th out of Hagersville, the 23 is Trevor DeBoer. 14th from Tilbury, Nick Cameron in the 81C. George Grossel in the 03, Ron Logie the 97, Ryan Beagle the 84 RK, the 49 is Dave Bailey, the 8 is Jason Lungaro, 93F Calvin Fox, and the 77 is Carson Thompson. Your ones to watch in this one, they started in row number 9, side by side. The 84 RK Ryan Beagle, the 49 of Dave Bailey is Bella General. Gets squirrely off of turn number 4, just about cost the gun show George Grossel his front bumper.
And Ron Logie, he was up there in the points chase. He had problems through that, took the worst of it. Now the car is slow on the backstretch. As we come by the Cedar Springs starter stand another time, it's all Dylan Peckham out in front in the 51D.
Logie slow at the back of the field in that 97, really hoping for a yellow, I'm sure, as he is on a flat right front tire. So far, we're clean and green, though, with Dylan Peckham looking good out front in the 51D.
Officials will keep an eye on the 97 of Logie, trying to wheel it around with that right front flat. The leaders are bearing down already, though. That's how much time he's losing. He can't make it through the corners whatsoever, so he's about to receive the black flag.
Yeah, he's going to be black flagged. You can run with a flat left front, but none of the other tires on the car can be flat, or you will get called to the pits. He uses up his time. He gave it the college try, but Ron Logie going to suffer a poor finish here tonight.
So it's Dylan Peckham out in front, the 51D, leading the way over that beautiful new machine of Zach Bleach, at least a new look on the 108, riding in second, and Dave Bailey already up to the third position.
Mike Klazinga having a good run as well with the LS motor under the hood of that 93K. Took him a couple of weeks to get things sorted out, but that car seems to be up to speed as Ryan Beagle drives to the inside. He'll squirt through and break into the top 5.
Leaders down into one another time. Peckham, your leader. Bailey trying to reel him in. Now here comes some company for Zach Bleach as Ryan Beagle looks to the outside in the 84 RK machine. Go Fast people riding right now in the 5th spot, trying to hold off Klazinga and Phelan.
I can't put myself inside the helmet of Dylan Peckham in that 51D, but he has to be wondering, where is everybody?
Exactly. Well, he's about to find out. The man that usually everyone is chasing is to his outside. I'm sure he can hear him now as they come side by side off the 4th corner. Dave Bailey will gently, up against the wall, lead the lap that time past the starter stand.
It would almost have to be a bit of a relief, though, to Peckham. Like, okay, there are other cars out here on the track with me. He'll settle into the 2nd spot with Ryan Beagle closing the distance. Beagle going to run right in his tire tracks into 3 and 4, then let the car drift up a little higher to try to make the pass. Trouble in turn 2. It's Brando Green Stires.
So that brings out the Dixieland Grill caution flag for the first time in this one. That was what Ron Logie was hoping for on the first lap, but never got it. And we see Brando Green Stires. There's Ron Logie back on the racetrack in the 97, but laps down.
You want to hear something cool, Greg? Rob Longboat, you know Rob, Johnny Longboat, the captain of the campground. It is Robert and Lucas's birthdays. Those are Rob's son and his grandson, respectively. And I don't know if it's the same line. Like, I don't know if his son's son is the same birthday as his son, but what are the odds of that? But happy birthday to both of them, both Robert and Lucas. Thank you for spending it here at the Big O, and thank you for letting us have Grandpa Rob out here to run things and make sure everyone stays happy.
Quick notice from our staff that Honda Accord DH ZD 642 and the Ford Truck CD 16509. You need to move your vehicle immediately. It will be towed. You're blocking someone in. Honda Accord DHZD 642 and a Ford Truck CD 16509. Move your vehicles immediately or we'll have to do it for you.
That is not a game of hide and seek I would enjoy. I was sure I parked right here.
Field stacked back up again with 12 laps left to go for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock. Still to come the crate sprint. See them over on the warm-up track, set to be pushed off momentarily. And then 360 sprints will conclude tonight's program as we get ready to come back to the WG Truck Center restart zone. Having a look at the Old Hickory Buildings drone shot there as we get ready to come back to the green flag. The snail's pace back to Carter Long atop the Cedar Springs starter stand.
Dave Bailey leads them off of turn number 2. Ryan Beagle losing a little bit of ground, but still in the 2nd spot is Ryan Denning and Kyle Andrus locked together, and Andrus stayed in the throttle for a little while.
Well, they're separated. I thought they were hooked there for a moment, but we're still going to have to go under the Dixieland Grill caution flag, so we'll slow it down another time as Kyle Andrus got all sorts of problems now.
It looks like the left rear is down there up at the top of your screen. Oh, boy. That looked like revenge. Like that looked like a little bit like a payback. And that looks expensive.
Yeah. Kyle Andrus able to drive it to the pit area, but obviously with damage and 2 tires, the cost.
Yeah, I wish we could see another 100 feet of that. Or the last corner. To see what might have precipitated that run into the turn.
11 laps left to go now. I think it's a competition to see who can tell us that 50-50 are still for sale.
Okay, so for the fans down here on the front stretch, we're going to call them turn 1 and turn 4. Turn 1's a little bit taller. The turn 4 side's a little bit louder. Which one do you prefer? Just point to them, pull your money out. Let's build this 50-50. The effort is there.
So we'll try it again, this time with Bailey and Beagle restarting on the front row. That's why they were the Bradshaw brothers ones to watch tonight. Peckham still having a good run up in that third position with Zach Bleach lining up back in the fourth spot. Tim Phelan, nice run in fifth, and Go Fast Teeple on the outside of row 3.
Okay, so we want to welcome the fans that have been watching Delaware Speedway tonight. We apologize to Delaware because next week you're going to be watching us as well. Delaware on a bit of a rain delay.
Back to the green flag, Dave Bailey and Ryan Beagle once again have found their way to the front, and they'll race down the back stretch, and some more stuff going on. Mike Klazinga with troubles off of corner 2.
His car did not launch as we've reached the halfway of this one.
If Klazinga's going to take it to the pits on the high side of 3, or if this is going to bring out the Dixieland Grill caution flag again, yes it will. So that will slow us down another time. And the Ohsweken Pharmasave 93K comes to a halt finally. They're right up between corners 3 and 4. Brand new colored bales all the way around the racetrack. White and blue, looking sharp. It's like the colored marshmallows mixed in with the white marshmallows.
Problems here from Mike Klazinga, guys. Transmission gone here in the 93K. Of course, this is our LS test motor as we work on the new generation of engines potentially for this class. So Mike was losing power and says it's the transmission, guys.
You want to hear a funny little story, Greg?
No, not really.
Okay, good. I'll tell you. So I got a message earlier on from my son Connor. The message is Adam. And Liam Brower, happy birthday shout out. There was a comma after the Adam, as though he wrote a letter to his dad, whose name is Adam. So I shouted out Liam Brower because it's his 12th birthday. And then just before the autograph session, he says to me, "You got to shout out Adam Brower right now." I'm thinking, Adam Brower, who's that? That must be Liam's dad. Why am I shouting out his dad? It's not his birthday. Well, they're twin brothers. We wasn't writing a note to Adam that it was Adam and Liam have their birthday today, but commas mean everything. In fact, I think I've sent you some memes, Greg, that show you the value of a comma and what happens when there isn't one where there should be. But happy birthday to Adam and Liam, both of their birthdays. Because they're twins, that means they were likely born on the same day.
He is your offspring.
Yeah, he is.
Back to the green flag of the WG Truck Center restart zone. Bailey and Beagle get back on it. We're just at the halfway point. Zach Bleach right up against the blocks here, trying to find a faster lane around Beagle and Bailey.
Down into 3, you realize if Zach Bleach wins this race, everybody's going to have a new paint scheme for next week.
That is sharp. Down they go through 1 and 2 another time. Great battle between Dylan Peckham and Go Fast Teeple right now. The battle for 4th and 5th. And then you've got Tim Phelan right behind them. Calvin Fox in one of his rare appearances here at Ohsweken Speedway to the inside of the 427. And poor Bella General going up in smoke off of corner number 4, pluming out the back end. That car just rebuilt on the front end. And something awry right now for Bella General.
Well, we're going to find out if it put fluid down on the racetrack as the field comes off of turn number 4. They all seem to have enough bite out there. Ryan Beagle all over the back end of Dave Bailey as Dylan Peckham and Calvin Fox get together.
He's got a right front flat, does Fox, so he's going to go high up the track in 1 and 2 and take that to the pit area. Now Bella General is going to pull it down into the infield. As we continue to watch this battle for the lead, it's going to be 6 laps left to go. Bailey holding it down over Beagle.
What a great run for Go Fast Teeple. Tim Phelan as well, up into the 4th spot at 427. It's a long way to try to catch Zach Bleach, but that blue and yellow 427 has the hammer down, and we are under yellow.
Come to the Dixieland Grill caution flag as Bella General's got some fire underneath the 44. And that will turn it into a red flag situation as they'll take the hood pins off the 44 and have a look under the hood.
Holy moly, it's last call for 50-50, and I just heard that over the race cars, although they're still running even if it's under red. So, Mike Morris, salesman extraordinaire, you need a cough drop sponsor for our 50-50 crew. I think he could do it.
Clint Jeffrey down on the scene here with Bella General.
Bella's going to get back in, and I'm going to stick a microphone in her mouth. She's had a couple of crazy weeks to start the year. They told this car, rebuilt it a few weeks ago, and now a little bit hot under the hood. We'll get her back in it. Bella, we're going to talk to you here as you get ready to go. Tough break. Man, you just can't catch a break here in 26. Are you okay?
I'm all right.
That's all right. I saw you a little bit frustrated, but you've been racing a while. You'll be good, right?
Yeah.
How about it for young Bella General, everybody? She's working hard out here, racing multiple classes. She crashed hard a few weeks ago and caught fire for your entertainment tonight. And she doesn't want to do that, but I don't know how much we talked about Jason Longaro tonight. Ryan Dinning is off to the NASCAR race tomorrow, this weekend, and Jason Longaro, former champion, back in his car tonight, guys.
Former mini stock driver here. Now I got to ask Clint, what do you feed the kids at home? Because Jack doesn't like deep fried pickles. Do you like them, Adam? Deep fried pickles?
No.
Oh, come on.
I just find it a lot of effort. You take a bite, and then the rest of the pickle is nowhere near what it just.
We'll get back to that later, but I'm disappointed in Jack. Back to the green flag. Dave Bailey and Ryan Beagle pulling away from Zach Bleach, and the big high five coming out from Carter, the starter. 5 laps to go.
Here's the battle for the lead. Ryan Beagle to the inside of Dave Bailey. They drag race down the front straightaway side by side into 1 and 2. Beagle is so smooth on the bottom, but Dave Bailey looks a little different to me this year, Greg. Like he's rejuvenated something under that 49 car.
I think you're right. There's just been that little bit extra so far this year. He's got a couple wins already to Beagle's 1, and Beagle now's got the advantage off of 2.
Yeah, the front end. Looked like Dave couldn't keep the front end stuck where he needed to be able to get back to the throttle. He's not going to give up, though, as he swings it wide off of turn 4.
The battle right now for the 3rd spot. How about Go Fast Teeple challenging now on Zach Bleach? The 108 and the 11 right behind the leaders, and then Tim Phelan and Trevor DeBoer exchanging spots.
Great battle for that 3rd spot. Teeple had thoughts of looking to the inside into turn number 3. 2 laps to go, 2 more times around. Ryan Beagle leads the way.
Looking to even things up in the win total as the 8 machine of Longaro goes around once again. And will stay under the green flag as the leaders will go by the 8 machine.
How many times have I called him Ryan Dinning tonight?
Mobile 1 white flag up in the air. Ryan Beagle being chased by Dave Bailey. Bailey's got to do something here, but he's going to stick the nose down there.
Little bit of contact maybe in turn number 2 between Beagle and Bailey. Now Bailey going to look to the high side in 3 and 4.
Off the corner they go. Beagle's going to do it. He's going to even up the year. 2 wins for the big dog. Bailey finishes 2nd. Then it's Zach Bleach in 3rd over Go Fast Teeple and Trevor DeBoer. Mike Thorne with a good run up in the 6th spot over Tim Phelan, Keith Dale. Dylan Peckham with a nice 9th place finish. And Casey Huffman once again in the top 10. So there's your winner. Ryan Beagle picks up his 2nd win of the year to match Dave Bailey and tighten things up even more in the points.
great show, even with a couple of yellows, a couple of things to slow down the action. It was still a fantastic battle for the win. I can't hear what the instructions were from Dave Hunsinger.
A little fireworks lighting things up for the win for Ryan Beagle here tonight. Second win on the season down in Slack Lumber Victory Lane, and Clinton Jeffrey's going to catch a quick word with him.
Well, Beagle will be the first one to grab the FanFest Championship belt. Jack, get a shot of this one. We're about to hand over this gorgeous hardware to Ryan Beagle, who will hold it till the next FanFest night. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. How about a hand for the big dog, Ryan Beagle? Hold that up, buddy. Get up on there. No. Throw it over your shoulder like the champ.
Yeah, like this. I didn't watch a lot of wrestling. Maybe I should.
How about it for the first FanFest belt holder? Ryan, you got to defend it in a month from now, but that's kind of a neat piece of hardware, no?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Dave said to me last week he wanted the belt back, but I don't know if he was talking about this one or another one, but we got it on the night.
Good job. Talk about the night here. A bit of a hustle with the autograph session. Did that mess up your momentum at all tonight?
I'm just worn out. It's a warm night, and just can't thank all the fans for coming out tonight. I got to meet a lot of them during the autographs, and we haven't done that in a few years, so that was pretty cool.
Awesome job, big dog. Congrats on a great run tonight.
Thank you.
Ryan Beagle gets it done in the Thunderstocks, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the 11E of Jeff Elsliger in here. I'm just going to run behind Jack. Jeff, come on over here. Jeff did not bring his car out, but he is also a FanFest belt holder. Jeff, come on around front here. Let's show this one off to the fans. Jeff gets a big kiss. Jeff, what does it mean to grab the hardware here tonight?
Amazing. I didn't want to win it that way, but you take it what you can get. Tim and I'm not sure 99, they were just banging off each other, and I'm like, man, this is going to end ugly. And sure enough, it did out of turn 4, and I took the win.
Congrats. What a run tonight, Jeff. Take care of the hardware, and you got to defend it here in a month from now.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Jeff Elsliger picks up the FanFest Championship belt along with Ryan Beagle, the big dog. We'll be right back live here on G-Force TV. We have 2 features to go. Sprint cars, double helping coming up.
Exciting news. Our Drive to Attract Talent campaign is revving up. We're tapping into the passion of auto enthusiasts to build a powerhouse team of forklift technicians. If you're into turning wrenches, solving challenges, and optimizing machinery, this is for you. Join us in bridging the gap between the auto and material handling worlds.
This bundle deal is going viral. It's a wash system that is completely touchless on mud and clay. You just spray it on, watch it dissolve the mud and grime, and then rinse it off. It worked really fast, but I still wanted to put it to the test. So I put it head-to-head against a name brand wash, and the results were shocking. Well, that's pretty clear. There's a limited time bundle for your first purchase. Using the QR code on screen when you buy this kit, you get an extra 3 bottles of wash for free. Don't miss this exclusive offer.
Your mom got a new tractor? Yep. Can't she see in the dark? Can do. Hook up all the implements? Can do. Steer with ease? Can do. Bale hay all day? Can do. Shift like a race car? Can do. Keep a juice box cold? Can do. I'm out of here.
Kenny Hupel offers customers the opportunity to remove parts in our self-service yards at a fraction of the manufacturer's price. With new makes and models arriving daily, our yards are constantly restocked with new inventory. We aren't a typical auto parts yard. Open 7 days a week. Yes, even on Sundays. Our organized yards offer a seamless customer experience. Visit a Kenny Hupel yard near you today.
Back to Ohsweken Speedway, ready for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crete Sprint Car feature. Adam has the starting lineup.
On the pole from Caledonia, the 9 is Liam Martin. Outside of row number 1 from Georgetown, the 2M is Steve Murdoch, being cheered on her birthday by Maya Vanderweed. 2M's #1 fan. Happy birthday, Maya. Starting third from St. Thomas, the 52 is Jesse Costa. Fourth from Cortland, the 5 is Tom Pelizzari. Fifth from Mississauga, the 4 is Mac Demand. Sixth out of Hamilton, it's Mikey Krutchka in the 01K. Seventh in the 78 from Hamilton, it's Darren McLennan. Eighth from Rockwood, Ryan Fraser in the 94. Ninth from Ancaster, the 16X is Keegan Baker. 10th out of St. Catharines, the 2S is Al Slate. 11th from Mossley, the 3S is Austin Rose. 12th out of Stony Creek, the 24A is AJ Lewis. 13th from Wayne Fleet, the BS39 is Brett Stratford. 14th out of Beamsville, the 27H is Nico Hansen. 15th from Ancaster, Trevor Young is in the 51. 16th out of Thamesford, the 14 is Larry Gledhill. Starting 17th from Ohsweken, the 28T is Cam Thompson. 18th from Six Nations, it's the Iceman Johnny Miller in the 20. 19th from Brantford, the 48 is Lance Erskine. 20th from Thamesford, the 45 is Curtis Gartley. Now your B main transfers, your last chance cars. 21st out of Wilsonville, the 55 is Corey Whittam. Behind the wheel of the 53 from Scotland, it's Logan Schwedick. Out of Baden, #2 is Travis Hofstetter. He'll start 23rd. 24th from Clarence Center, New York. The 57C is Cooper Fritz. 25th from Caledonia, the 89L is Logan Ferguson. 26th from Brantford, it's Riley Mercer in the 88R. Final row on the inside from Hagersville. The 24K is Kiana Teal. And starting shotgun on the field from Cambridge, the 44 is Connor Ross.
Well, we haven't had a chance yet to get in a Case IH track report, but I'll tell you what, the track has been good tonight. There's been a couple of character spots, but nothing at all that would be a major concern. Before we go to the green flag, we're going to send it down trackside really quickly with Clint.
Yeah, guys, the track really came in great here in your Case IH track report. Early, it looked very chunky, and I was a little concerned it was going to be rough, but you can see they polished it down really good, and the crates are going to roar by us here as they clean it out, and we'll show you just how good it is down here on the wall. But the track looking fantastic tonight. It is coming beautifully. Now, a little bit slick and a little bit dusty, but that'll put out some great racing tonight, guys. While I got you here, I want to make a quick mention. We have some amazing viewers and some amazing fans. An anonymous fan just said, "What did that mini stock race pay?" I said $500. He said, "I'm giving it to Tim DeBoer anonymously for the class he showed at the end of that race." How cool is that? That a viewer writes in and says, "I'm going to give you $500 Monday to give that 9 guy because he was super class."
You know what? They're absolutely right. I know someone on the feed suggested it was a hometown call because it's an old boys club. They didn't like the call on Farrington, but Greg, it was an obvious call. I mean, you can't let that go.
No, you can't, or that's going to happen next week and the week after, and it needs to stop right there. So,
and I'll pick on Dave Hunsinger all day long, but that was the right call. Don't know what's going on with Lance Erskine, but I think that is the look of someone who's going to take the green flag and possibly pull off. So I'm not sure if there's an issue on the 48, because he's definitely not looking to give the field a head start.
Ready to go through the WG Truck Center start zone. It's going to be Liam Martin and Steve Murdoch bringing us to the green flag.
Austin Rose getting a little squirrely there in turns 1 and 2. He's able to straighten that car out, but he loses a couple of spots.
Off the corner at the line, Liam Martin narrowly leads it over Jesse Costa, but here comes Costa to the inside. He'll grab the lead down the backstretch.
I saw Brett Stratford with a big head of steam coming off of turn 4, and I think he had to check up. But he's looking strong here earlier on, battling just behind Tom Pelizzari. Up front, though, Jesse Costa. He's had quite a season in the 52. He leads the way over Liam Martin in the 9.
3 feature wins for Jesse Costa. He's out of front again in the D&O towing, number 52. Liam Martin right there flanking his right rear. Steve Murdoch holding down the 3rd spot. Mac Demand looking for an edge on him down the inside.
The tail of the field, they're racing 2 wide all over this racetrack, but at the front, Jesse Costa has things in control out in front with Liam Martin having a look to the outside in 1 and 2.
And just to confirm, Lance Erskine did run a couple of laps, but then has pulled off into the pit area, so he is done for the night.
Jesse Costa runs up to the wall off of turn number 4. Liam Martin to the inside into number 9 for the lead. Liam Martin gets out in front in 1 and 2.
And he hooked corner 1 perfect. He got in there and it just bit and turned, but here comes Costa right back on the bottom. Wheel to wheel off the corner. Liam Martin's going to lead the lap.
Steve Murdoch looking good in the 2M. So is Mac DeMann in the number 4. The top 4 closing in just a little bit. Mikey Krutchka in 5th. Darren McLaren have a great run in that 78, holding down the 6th spot.
Yeah, it is great to see Darren McLennan up there holding down a top 10 position, solidly in the 6th position right now ahead of Brett Stratford.
Deeper in the field, they continue to battle 2 wide all around this racetrack. At the front, they were about to catch the back of the field. Riley Mercer going to be the first car that Liam Martin catches. Thankfully for Liam, he's running the high groove, and most of the cars towards the back of the field are running down low.
Martin gets around Riley Mercer down through 3 and 4. He'll approach Kiana Teal, Logan Ferguson as Jesse Costa now comes up on the back end of the 88 of Riley Mercer. Still keeping Liam Martin within striking distance, but Liam's been able to pull away just a little bit.
Well, Liam is a hammer-down driver. He will do anything but lift in that number 9. He's closing in on some lap traffic, racing side by side. He will split the middle down into 1 and 2, but that did not work.
Costa closes the gap a little, Clint.
Watch the 0-1 of Mikey Krutchka. He hits the wall. He's been racing 3 laps here with a bent left front. It is flat as can be.
Yeah, he's nursing it around the bottom, but still staying up there in the top 5. He's got Brett Stratford behind him, closing quick.
We mentioned earlier that one tire you can run flat at the racetrack is the left front. You're allowed to keep racing. Any of the other tires on the car go flat, they will black flag you.
Liam Martin has opened up a much bigger lead now, 1.9 seconds. It was 1 second just a moment ago as Jesse Costa's had a hard time, as you mentioned, Adam. Liam's running up higher. Right now he moves down lower, but he's running in that higher groove that Jesse Costa got bottled up in the bottom, and that has caused him now to almost be a straightaway behind the leader.
Yeah, there's a big gap for Liam Martin out in front, so he wants this race to stay green over the final 7.5 laps to keep that advantage as he continues to work through some slower traffic.
Oh, Mikey Krutchka did a beautiful job saving that car down on 1. I think he had almost went around. He's having a hard time holding on with that left front flat. Brett Stratford gets by him now, but Mikey Krutchka holding on well right now in the 0-1K as Riley Mercer's going to go high in the banking, and 2 nice saved by him as well.
Cam Thompson up to the 6th spot in that 28T as he will fly to the outside of Brett Stratford in the 39. They race off at turn number 4.
That's finally going to do it for the Instant Insulation 0-1K, and will put us under the Dixieland Grill caution flag as Mikey Krutchka, see that wheel coming off the rim there, that bent rim on the left front.
Beautiful chrome rim. Not as beautiful as it was prior to the start of this one. I need someone to remind me of the 2-minute rule. Does it expire at some point in the feature, or is it good for the whole feature? Because Mikey will definitely want his time in the work area.
I believe we're past halfway. He'll be done for that one, guys. No work time guaranteed for Mike, and he's got the gear off. He took the gloves off. And we're just trying to wait for a gap here. We can't quite get up there to find out what's going on. But he hit that wall about 6 or 7 laps ago, fought onto it in the top 5 until it wouldn't work anymore. And once he got back to about 9th or 10th, he decided to just pull off and couldn't make it through turn 4.
Oh, he did a nice job there the last couple of laps. There were a couple times where I thought the car was going around, but he really held on to it. And sad to see him end up on the hook there.
Yeah, we'll give you a quick look. We're going to have to hustle out here, but you can see big dent on that left side, right front rim, all bent up, and that'll be the cause of it. Clipped the wall on a rough night here for Mike. Was running good, but that'll be the end of his night.
That inside wall bites a lot of drivers. I've seen a few of them. You can get, the reason they flirt so close to the inside wall is as the track blows off, it loses grip. the track doesn't blow off up against the inside wall. So if any of our camera ops can show the inside wall in either corner, you'll see that the clay is really dark for about a foot from the inside wall. So if you can get your left side tires, in fact, it's more than a foot, it's probably 2 or 3 feet from the inside wall where there's still a lot of bite. You don't care about your left front. You want your left rear in that bite. Clinton's going to show us.
We can show you right here, guys. So here, all this tack down here, still very sticky. Just one lane up, it is very black and slippery. But right down here along the bottom, you're absolutely right, Adam. That's one good lane of good clay.
But it's hard to hit it because you're going so fast, and it's so much flatter down there that the car slides up the track. You get into the slick, you lose all that good.
Carter Long shows the white flag. Next time around, we'll come back to the green flag, and this is a long train of cars all the way around this racetrack. Everyone wants to get tucked back up in, so they're not too far behind on the restart, but we'll come back to the WG Truck Center restart zone to get the green flag and then single file past the restart cone on the front stretch.
Watch the 28T of Cam Thompson. He has been attacking the corners in that beautiful purple, driving with Haley sponsored number 28.
Liam Martin brings him to the slow start, but races it down the hill, and we're back under the green flag.
Field makes it by that restart cone down into turn number 1. They're racing 4 wide at the back of the field for position.
Liam Martin stretching out that advantage over Jesse Costa. Up over the banking in corner 3 goes Logan Ferguson. He'll corral that one back in.
Out in front, though, Liam Martin has built himself a little bit of a cushion, driving away by about 8 car lengths over Jesse Costa.
And he once again gains ground over second place Jesse Costa's McDeman, though now is going to challenge the 52. The point leader holds down the second spot, but here comes the highlight man, McDeman.
Demand to the inside as they'll get 2 laps to go this time, 2 more times around with Liam Martin holding an impressive advantage. The best battle to watch is that battle for second.
Liam Martin this time by. We'll see the white flag, but we'll keep our eyes on this battle for the second spot as the Dixieland Grill caution flag comes back out again for Riley Mercer, stopped in corner number 4. So it'll slow it one more time as they were about to take the white flag. There's Riley Mercer coming to a stop.
So this should create a green-white checker finish. Top 3 drivers are all drivers that have run 360 sprints, come back to crate racing. And once in a while, Greg, you'll see people comment that it's not fair. These guys shouldn't be allowed to run this class. But what they will be reminded of is the crate sprints are not designed to be an entry-level class.
Well, and then the argument to that is, so if you've run 360s and now your budget doesn't allow you to do that, you're just supposed to retire?
Well, exactly.
Like and it makes no sense.
And it makes everyone else so much better.
Yeah.
You've got to believe Steve Murdoch is pumped up to race with him. Brett Stratford.
Excellent example of this is Cup Series drivers for a long time. Mike Skinner, Todd Bodine, those guys went down to the Truck Series. And what did it do? It made the Truck Series way better, did it not?
Absolutely did. Lights are out, 1 to go. We're going to come back to the green flag.
Want to once again thank Slack Lumber and Window Works along with Bucks Boots by TETRA, tonight's race night sponsor. Got to talk about Slack Lumber and Window Works, huge supporters. They support the Micro Sprint program, the Outlaw Carts over there on Thursday nights with their Victory Lane as well, and they have been long-time supporters. So thankful to have Slack Lumber and Window Works. And Bucks Boots by TETRA, relatively new sponsors, but they have been huge supporters and just big fans of what we're doing here at Ohsweken Speedway. So thank you to both of our race night sponsors here tonight.
Green flag is out. Liam goes down the hill to get some of that bite off of turn number 4. Leads the way into 1 and 2. McDeman flying around the outside.
This time by Mobile 1, white flag. McDeman to the inside. Martin's going to lead the lap.
Liam Martin going to run the bottom through 1 and 2 on the final lap. That's where he's been running the last few laps. McDeman going to have to deal with Jesse Costa. Final time through 3 and 4.
Off of corner 4 they come. Liam Martin returns to the crates, and he returns to victory lane. McDeman second, Jesse Costa third, Steve Murdoch in fourth, and Brett Stratford finishes fifth. Fantastic run for Cam Thompson up in sixth. Austin Rose seventh, and how about Darren McLennan in the 8th spot, Ryan Fraser 9th, and Al Slayton 10th. But it's that man, the live wire, Liam Martin, picks up the feature win.
What a heck of a race.
Excellent race. The first driver to knock Jesse Costa off the top of the podium is that man right there, Liam Martin, getting it done. Costa will finish in the 3rd spot, but not too bad. 4 nights of racing, and your worst finishes 3rd.
Just a quick note, we are holding victory lane, so 50-50 girls, you have to come down after the next race. We do have weather in the area. We are going to roll right into the 360 feature to try and complete the night here, folks.
And I don't know if Clinton told us or not, but we're saying we got to watch that race back, and it was Brett Stratford that might have taken out Mikey's left front wheel and not the inside wall.
I'm pretty sure he clipped the wall, but we'll find out here.
All right, here's how they'll line up for tonight's 25-lap main event for the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Cars as they begin to get pushed off over on the warm-up track off of corner number 3. Starting on the pole tonight out of Mount Bridges in the 45. Tricky Nicky Sheridan is going to start on the pole, last week's winner of the Empire Super Sprints. Tis outside from Thamesford in the car number 7. It's Eric Gledhill. Lining up 3rd from Port Colborne in the 5D, it's Jacob Dykstra. Starting in 4th, he's the current point leader. He's got 2 wins already. In car number 47, XD-Dubs, Dylan Westbrook. And lining up in 5th from Beamsville in the 88H, it's Josh Hansen. 6th starting spot tonight from Scotland, the 87XS, it's Skylar Evans. Lining up 7th, last week's hard charger from Tilsonburg in the 39, it's Corey Turner. 8th position will go to car number 5, DJ Christie out of Beachville. And starting in 9th from Dunville, car number 15 is Ryan Turner. Going off 10th out of Tonawanda, New York in the 7NY, it's Matt Farnham. 11th starting position from Grand Island, New York in the 21, Kyle Phillips. 12th position belongs to the 84 of Mike Lichty from Innerkip. And going 13th in the 12, Double D, Darren Dryden out of Freelton. 14th position from Grimsby in car number 90 is Travis Cunningham. 15th starting spot, the 77T of Tyler Powlis from Ohsweken. And starting 16th from Cheektowaga, New York, the 94 is Todd Hoddick. 17th starting spot from Ohsweken, the 77E is Ashton Van Every. And in the 18th position, car number 81, Derek Jonathan from Lewiston, New York. Going in the 19th spot, the Ohsweken Flyer, Glenn Stiers in car number 0. And going in the 20th spot from Dunville, car 46 is Kevin Pauls. And in the back row, starting 21st in car 21J, it's John Burbridge Jr. out of St. Williams. And going 22nd from Ohsweken, the 68 of Aaron Turkey. 22 cars, 25 laps the distance for the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Cars. I want to give a shout out to Lockhart's Odyssey, our sponsors on our buggies for both Clint and the Race Med crew. Lockhart Odyssey providing that really nice equipment that gets the job done here every Friday night. We couldn't do it without Lockhart's. Have a look right now to Bradshaw Brothers ones to watch for this main event. First up, starting in the 13th spot, the 12 Double D of Darren Dryden's got a lot of work to do here tonight, but this is a driver that can do it. He's been doing a lot of racing down south here in the last few weeks, and we'll keep our eyes on him coming from 13th. And then in the 5th starting spot, he's starting a little bit closer than Darren, but this is a guy that's had a lot of speed after that opening night motor problems. Josh Hansen, he'd be one maybe to knock Dylan Westbrook off the top of the heap as well. So keep an eye on this driver, Josh Hansen. Those are your Bradshaw Brothers ones to watch. So the Kenny U-Pull push truck team has got everyone fired off and ready to go.
Guys, want to thank everybody, Creekside Construction, for fan view big screen. Helps everybody here at the track get the best views they can. Everybody at creekside.ca. Make sure you check them out. Creekside Construction Group are fan view big screen providers.
Great look as this field takes shape behind the Strickland pace truck. Nick Sheridan, Eric Gledhill taking up that front row. Problems for John Burbridge Jr. over there to the inside of corner number 3. So the Kenny U-Pull push truck team will get there on the scene and get his car fired off again. Final feature of the night. I want to thank everyone for joining us here this evening, and we've seen some sprinkles here and there trying to get this program moving through as quick as possible for you here tonight. Have a look at Carter, the starter, atop the stand. I said to him last week, like, man, I can't even watch you do that. You're so on the edge there. I don't like heights as it is, and I'm not the one standing there, but he is a show in himself as Carter, the starter, and he also does the flagging on Thursday nights as part of the Outlaw Kart Show. Family affair along with his dad, Chris, down there in corner number 4. Down at the chalk line. White flag set to go up in the air this time by. Next time around, we'll be going green flag racing, 25 laps the distance for the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack merchandising sprint cars. Field takes shape behind the Strickland GMC Pace truck. Nick Sheridan, Eric Gledhill settle in, and the caution flag comes back out, so we'll go another time. A few cars out of order there mid-pack. Just had to get Kyle Phillips in the right spot. He needs to be directly in front of Darren Dryden. That looks good. So we'll try it again. Nick Sheridan hot off that win with the Empire Super Sprints 1 week ago. The winner of the first 2 races, starting a row behind him. The 4th spot, Dylan Westbrook. 2 by 2. 11 rows of beautifully prepared sprint cars ready to come to life. Nick Sheridan, Eric Gledhill on the front row. Carter, the starter, with green flags in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, you came looking for a show. Well, here you go. Let's end all the anticipation as we bring to you our feature presentation. Oh, Eric Gledhill up and over. Red flag. That was a hard lick there for Eric Gledhill. That car got bouncing, and that would be the bigger concern, the hard hit he took as the car bounced and then went up into the air as the Race Med crew is on the scene. And what a shame. Eric had such a fast race car. Even in hot laps earlier on tonight, he was the quickest in his group. And it ends up corner number 1 upside down. Let's have a look at the replay.
He just caught that character we had talked about.
Wow.
It's possible that Jacob Dykstra kind of took the line he was hoping to take, but Dykstra was there from the start.
Wow, what a destroyed race car. This thing was in such great shape here tonight. Tough break for Eric as he shakes his head and walks away. And tough break for them. They were here last night. His daughter is the 3rd generation racer out here on Thursday nights, and Eric none too happy about that. As you can imagine, we see the car just totally destroyed here, and just in case going to have to do its deal here to pick it up, and obviously a very dejected Eric Gledhill, guys.
Yeah, it's...
Those are the shots you don't like to see, the bouncing.
Yeah, and there was nothing he could do. From a driver's standpoint, I don't know what you could do to prevent that or avoid that. You could see he took some corrective actions, but the car was just bouncing and at that speed.
It's the Kenny Upel push truck team getting these cars fired off and going again. We want to keep them circulating. You can see on the camera there a little bit of precipitation continuing to come down.
Man, Eric Gledhill has some unfortunate luck. Speed has never been a problem.
No, not at all. He's at one time actually held the speed record and lap time record for the 360 sprints. So we'll have to restack them, complete restart. As that happened right off the drop of the green flag. John Burbridge Jr. getting a push off there. Skylar Evans.
Yeah, thankfully for John Burbridge, they were able to correct whatever the issue was in that race car. You know, some nights there's more cars than what they start in the feature, so you've got to qualify, you've got to run a heat, you've got to run a B main. Some nights you're fortunate because there's less than the 24 cars that they start. So you can fix whatever is wrong and get out there still for the feature.
Everyone push off ready to go. We'll get them lined up. And back at it. Final feature of the night here. I thank everyone for tuning in on Slack Lumber and Window Works, along with Bucks Boots by TETRA night here at the Speedway. Great to have the autograph session back. Great crowd again. And a great energy just around things. I noticed pre-race, it just seems a little bit bigger energy this year.
You know what? The demographic that is showing up, we've got a lot of young fans, and that's so good to see. Because the typical, stereotypical race fan is getting older, Greg. Like we were the young end of that, and we're old. So amazing to see another generation coming out to enjoy it. We believe strongly in the live stream, and I've seen a couple of comments because of empty seats in the stands, but these seats hold way more fans than we expect to show up on an average Friday night program.
Yeah, these stands are made for the big events. We've got the World of Outlaws coming back again in July, and we'll need all this seating for that. But on a weekly basis, very, very strong showing here by our fans, and we appreciate everyone as we get ready to come back to the green flag. The rain has picked up quite a bit, but they've decided to go back to the green flag through the WG Truck Center restart zone.
Hammer down. They were 3 wide for a second off of 4. Wow, Josh Hansen had a problem. Peels off to the infield. Everybody's able to avoid, and Nick Sheridan gets out in front in the 45.
Well, I almost wonder if he clipped the wall there, the left front. I think from this angle looks like it's bent out. We'll have a chance to look at it later as the battle at the front. Dylan Westbrook, Nick Sheridan back and forth. Here comes Sheridan down the hill trying to get the run. Oh, he blocks him into 3.
Sheridan takes the high line through 3 and 4. Westbrook sort of slides himself to defend from that move. Nick Sheridan not losing any ground, though, drives it into the inside of turn 1. Westbrook keeps the hammer down on the high side.
Back they go at it into corner 3. Sheridan down to the inside trying to inch in front. They'll go up the hill in 4, and Westbrook's going to lead the lap.
Wow, Sheridan might have tapped the wall on the exit there at turn number 4. That car all out of shape. And how about Jacob Dykstra in the 5D? He's right there in the 3rd spot.
He's had a ton of speed tonight in the 5D. There he is right behind Nick Sheridan as Dylan Westbrook begins to pull away now from these 2 drivers. Matt Farnham rides there in the 4th spot, and young Skylar Evans sits 5th.
DJ Christie just outside of the 5th spot trying to close the gap on Evans as Dykstra slides Nick Sheridan. Give 5D the 2nd spot.
Plenty of racing battles all the way around the racetrack right now. The Turner brothers back and forth. down on corner number 1. DJ Christie and Skylar Evans, as you mentioned, are having a good battle there. But all the while, the leader is out front, but he's about to see some traffic, and that first traffic is going to be Derek Jonathan.
Westbrook closing in on the back end of the 81. He drives it to the inside. A long slide job to get past that slower car.
Oh, Jacob Dykstra has the second spot. Nick Sheridan thought better of going out to the wall. He'll slide up in front of Dykstra. Dykstra's got to get on the binders.
Dykstra didn't slow down much. Kept Nick Sheridan's rear tail tank right off the front bumper of the 5D. He'll run in his tail tracks. Contact between Sheridan and Derek Jonathan. This is allowing Matt Farnham to close in the 7NY of Farnham right up on the back end of the 5 Jacob Dykstra. He'll drive to the inside into 3.
Slides up in front of him. Now Dykstra's going to try and cross over. Won't be able to do it. Matt Farnham has the spot. Put him in position number 3 as the leader's already halfway down the backstretch.
Dykstra and Farnham duking it out down the back straightaway. Dykstra drives it into 3 a little harder than Farnham. Farnham rolls around the high side.
Dylan Westbrook has caught Glenn Stiers. He's got a lap car of Ashton Van Every between he and Nick Sheridan. Farnham sits in 3rd. Jacob Dykstra running 4th. And Skylar Evans still all by himself in the 5th spot.
Matt Farnham just threw a wicked slide job on Ashton Van Every to close the gap on Nick Sheridan.
Dixieland Grill caution flag is out for, I believe, Darren Dryden. So both of our Bradshaw brothers ones to watch have problems here tonight. Significant damage to the right front of the 12 double D. He climbs out of the car.
Climbs out to have a look at the front end, get the safety gear off. That is... What on earth could have happened there? He must have hit the hay bales and bounced off of the bales. Clint, if you get back there, see if there's still a brake rotor on that car on the back end.
Yeah, that's a report that maybe something in the back end broke or sparked out, and he went for a ride up there, and I assume the right front hit that bale maybe right there.
Yeah. Oh, look at you telestrating.
Let's have a look at the replay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oof. That takes the breath right out of your lungs.
Whatever happened quick, and he was straight into the bales. We have a look there from the J. Summers Garage drone shot as Darren Dryden looks over his car. A solid hit on the right front. And it's getting slick out there now, I think.
Black flag being displayed. And I can tell you one thing, folks. You do not want to be on that racetrack if the rain.
So what we're hearing is that will end tonight's program. We'll have to double up this sprint car feature at our next event. You can see the rain coming down hard here on G-Force TV. While we tried to get it all in, we got almost there. 14 laps left to go for the 360s. Not quite to the halfway point, so we are going to have to cancel the rest of this evening's program, but we will get that 360 sprint car feature in for an upcoming event. So that will wrap things up. We'll see if they are going to call the 50-50 number here as we go off air in a moment, so hold us there, Spencer. But for those watching on G-Force tonight, thank you very much on behalf of the Stiers family and on behalf of Adam Ross, Clinton Jeffrey, I'm Greg Kellman saying so long for now.